everyone, and welcome to the Outbearing Inn, where we play TTRPGs and have a hoot. That was awful timing, Michael. Dreadful timing. Oh well. Hi, hey, there's a bunch of us here. How y'all doing? What's up? Before we get into anything else, over to... That is the right way, actually. That guy with the sponsory.
Yes. You're never too young or too old for life insurance. Planning for your future with Kate Woolman State Farm is easier than you think. Call Ben at 719-539-6265 and I'll help you every step of the way. 719-539-6265. Thanks.
That was amazing. Clap, clap. Spectacular. Wonderful as always. Thank you, Ben. Well, after that wonderful little announcement, our other announcements are that on Sunday, Chronicles of Nathriel is back at 3 p.m. The hand is getting deep into the archipelago of the gods and might have just found some giant bees, so come on by for that fun time there. And after that, our tree is growing with merch. Go to our merch store and get that wonderful Brolog Yol is an abomination hoodie, t-shirt. It's pretty cool. Peter's just got his. He's really happy. It looks great. Nice. The art on that is done by this time. That guy, the Michael Howe art's right over there. And there's a bunch of other art in there too. Kaz the DM's in there as well. I need to try to find an excuse to get that one. There we go. In there too. It would be great to have some of his art in that merch store. That's you, comic.
Okay. Hi.
Hi. Speaking of, why don't we go through a round of introductions as we meet everyone who's at the table here for this DUNE Mini Series. Let's start with the other way, because I'm going to be forcefully starting that way when it comes to the characters. That one first, Michael Howe of the Arts.
Okay. Hello, I'm Michael Howe of Michael Howe Arts. I do digital art of a fantastical nature, whether it be high fantasy, science fiction, or superheroes. I like drawing it all. You can find me as at Michael Howe Arts here on Twitch. And I'm excited to be here.
Yay! Over down to Fiend Tales Comic.
Hi, I'm Fiend Tales Comic. I do a comic about D&D. I'm glad to be here. It was my birthday recently, and I had most of these amazing people come hang out with me, so I'm just high on life. Really excited to be playing a Mentat, and yeah.
Yay! This is actually perfect timing, too. On the cards right below me, you will see a different first name. Ignore the cards. The real first name's in their box. I can't.
This is why we banned the Google machines.
Mm-hmm. Over to that one down there. Hi.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is David. I actually am in a career of IT and photography, and I also love playing D&D and just about every other nerd thing you can think of. I'm excited to try this new style of D&D. Thanks, JP, for inviting me to this, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah! It's gonna be fun! We're gonna have a hoot and a half. And then finally, what's up, Ben?
Hey. My name is Ben. I run a channel called Benjagaba. It's turning into a very often occasion, so if you want to check it out, be sure to follow. I do send out that little blast. So right now we are working our way through Baldur's Gate 3. So we're just doing a little touch around on stuff until we figure out. I think next we're going to be playing, what is it? The Life of Pi? It's a Pinocchio Elder Scrolls. Not Elder Scrolls, Dark Souls.
Lies of
Pinocchio
P.
Lies of P, like Pinocchio.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty good so far. I've tried it out. It's pretty fun. So, come check out Benjagaba.
It's a hoot and
It's
a
been a
half.
good time. I've been hanging out.
Yeah, good, nice. Amazing. That's the table. Of course, I am Murray, the innkeeper, lawkeeper for Sundays, and GM for this wonderful mini-series here. It's gonna be a hoot and a half, and we're gonna have fun. I am out of announcements, which means we turn this scene off, reveal the dunes behind, and hit this wonderful intro, of which the art was done actually by that guy right there. Yeah.
Ha!
We'll see you all in a bit. We're gonna roll that beautiful bean verdict.
It is open, my friends. Battles have yet to begin. Laughter will be heard in gales and floods, but if not, at least there will be blood. The sorrow and loss may abound. We'll do our best to hold this hallowed ground.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. For this wonderful series of Dune, we are entertaining the concept of a what if. What if the Atreides were not given Aarakis? What if a different house was given Aarakis? So where we're going to first start our journey is in an omnithopter, flying over the sands. Actually at night. I have the wrong one on. Here we go. You guys want to see a night scene? Boom. At night, over the dunes. You cannot travel in the day, it is too hot. You will die in 2 hours without a still suit, and it'll be even difficult with one. In this, there is a young man sitting in the back, possibly behind either the pilot or the co-pilot. Jiro, why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay. I'm Jiro Nagara, heir and socialite to House Nagara. He is a stylish boy. He values aesthetic over a lot of things, and he is quite noble. His drive is largely associated with a sense of duty and justice. So he feels that he has no patience for those that complain that life is unfair, but he also feels like uh, he has a sense of certainty where others tend to not have that. So he tends to be an okay leader. He is definitely one who rules from the shadows, so to speak. He wants to become heir of, or not heir of the house. What's the word? Head of the house. Some days. So that is how he rolls.
What does it look like?
He is very elegantly dressed, but you can't see that because he's wearing a still suit right now. But normally he would be long, elegant robe, very regal looking man. He isn't unapproachable, but he isn't overly inviting, I would say. He's kind of like somewhere in the middle. But he is someone that people like and trust. Obviously, he has people with him that like and trust him. Hopefully. And so I would say he looks, I don't know, trustable.
Let's move over to one of those people who possibly likes and trusts him. To the person in the front who is piloting this Omnithopter. Sophia.
I am playing Zephyr Kalas. He is the sword master and bodyguard to House Nagara. He is older gentleman. He's got a big scar across his left eye. You can actually see right over there.
Good timing.
Yep. Um, he is very devoted to House Nagara, but he is also his drives are justice and truth, and so um, he will protect the family and he'll train the children. He's almost like a brother to all the children because he's helped raise them in combat and things like that. But he does have a strong sense of honor in that justice and being sure that that truth prevails.
Excellent. Over to the co-pilot. I believe Nathan said they were going to be there. Oh, we can't hear you. Oh no.
There you go.
Haha.
I'm Nathan Kahn, Mentat advisor of Family Nagara. My goals are to bring something to the human experience while also serving what is right and just. It has been brought to me that Jiro believes that the family is not doing what is right and just, and I shall do what I can to correct that.
What do you look like?
I look like, I would say olive skin, hair parted to the side, a little longer on the top, shorter on the sides, lots of tattoos and piercings. I'm particularly young for my station, but I try to make up for that in my holding a sense of coolness to myself, tempered with the focus, always looking forward, never to the side or down.
Just behind Nathan is the last party member inside this Omnithopter. Alice.
Hello, I'm Alice, the Bene Gesserit spy master to House Nagara. Currently, I'm the only female in here. I have slightly darker skin, but similar facial features to Gyro, as I am his cousin, along with the cousin of his sister. So I was raised in the family. I know Zephyr fairly well also, and then was sent off to Bene Gesserit school, trained in their arts, and am now back seeking to serve the house and the Bene Gesserit. And I am now serving Jiro because, as one of the three leaders of the house, I trust him, and then he has strong concerns about the family, and I may have orders from the Bene Gesserit themselves that he should be raised up over other members of the family. I also have, like, apart from the still suit, very ornate yet practical clothing and hairstyles. So it's like you'll see, like, gold trim on clothes or, you know, stuff in the hair, but it's all stuff that she can very easily move in if she has to.
capability of staying mobile. All of them have a concern that the house itself is not being led in the proper prosperous ways. Jiro has some specific evidence that leads to suggest that Harkonnen still have a spice hideout in Aarakis somewhere. And during this night, they have dared themselves away to find this location and seek out some more truths from what is hidden within. Nothing yet is concrete to lead towards the evidence of what the mother and sister might be doing, just a bunch of suspicions and weird activities, things that seem off and are strange. Snooping around in the black markets and inside lesser reputable locations, you've managed to get some information that might lead to further answers. While we're in this Omnithopter, though, let's get a chance to maybe get to know these people. What are they talking about while they fly?
See.
The cabin is filled with silence.
Thump, 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 thump.
Nathan is like actively scanning over the horizon, looking at things, and waiting for something of interest and or value to be expressed. Just full concentration, straightforward.
I tell. Are you nervous or just very focused and on alert from your body
Out of
language?
my body language it's always straightforward. Like very very rarely will Nathan like turn his head to the side. He'll like give you his full attention by like being squared off. So like when you ask something, like the only reason that Nathan turns his shoulder is because he realizes like he's like locked into the seat. So then he'll be like, "Oh, I have to do this." But like it's just like, "Oh, I've already told you about all these minerals and things, and there isn't anything of use currently." So just very focused.
Zafir being the more background of a soldier and being a pilot is similar, but not as disconnected. He's paying attention to the landscape as he's flying, um, and he's listening to hear what Jiro and the others in the cabin might be talking about.
Jiro would be striking up a conversation with his cousin Alice about worms and whether she has seen one since they've been here. Have you seen one of these worms, Alice?
Not in person, no. I've of course seen the recordings of them and heard wonderful stories about them, but I haven't.
I've heard they're bigger
Have
than
you?
you can imagine.
I'm sure.
But no, I have not seen one myself. Got too much to do around the house, you see.
Are you hoping to see one?
From afar, hopefully. But yes, I am curious.
I'm sure in quieter times, if nothing else, we could drop a shield generator into the sands.
Could be entertaining.
Indeed.
Worms can grow up to 100 meters in length, sometimes even larger.
Oh my, that's large.
They are capable of swallowing entire vehicles and structures whole.
Ooh.
Hopefully, we do not run into them.
I agree.
I'm glad
Thank you for
Saphir is
that,
as good a
Nathan.
pilot as he is.
Believe it or not, worms cannot, in fact, fly.
Oh,
That
So
is
we'll be
factual.
fine.
Just had to resist every fiber in my bone from making a flying worm joke.
Alice will actually hold up her finger to Jiro, almost like a "Hey, watch this." Nathan, is it true what I heard on one of the more obscure recordings that while worms can't fly, they do turn purple and green depending on the house of individual they've recently consumed?
None of that information seems remotely factual. Where did you get your evidence?
Oh, it was one of my less well-known sources. I can't divulge that for security reasons, you understand.
I understand. I must do some research. And he opens a book and starts like flipping through it to see if he has any information on worms consuming things, changing colors.
And so I just make eye contact with my cousin and kind of smirk.
Zafir just groans to himself as he hears all this happening. Just,
Oh, just around the end of the groan, you see on your little dial that tells you the location. I can't remember what those are called right now. It's a
compass.
thing.
compass?
It's like a compass, basically your ship's GPS that tells you where you're at and how far you are from your destination. Dings a couple of times, and you can hear signaling that it's close to the destination. There are
Coming up on our destination.
few options for this. You can either fly in and land exactly on, or you can land outside and approach quietly.
Is our ship is fitted with a paracompass?
The ship would be, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Good thing too, because none of you have one.
What could go
Whoops.
wrong?
So many things.
Seeing
Well-
as this is a night mission, we should probably land stealthily.
Ooh,
Outside.
one thing to note that's very important for Aarakis: reverse night and day. Night is day basically for Aarakis. People are awake during the night and active during the night. And during the day they're sleeping because during the day they might just get cooked alive if they're awake outside.
Nathan, who is in the process of taking out the glow globe from his pack, like immediately starts to push it back down without saying anything.
What's the terrain like where we are?
Sand.
Well, okay, no rocks.
Not in your sight yet. You don't know if there's going to be a rock where you're going. You're not sure what will be where you're going, but you cannot see any.
Okay. Might I recommend we land as close as possible unless there is a outcrop of stone, otherwise the Thopter itself will draw those, I'd say green Harkonnen worms.
All right. Yep. Do we see any obvious landing areas as we're going
All
about?
right. Who would like to spearhead a discipline roll?
Discipline.
Discipline.
I guess I
I can. I have a 7.
Now, I will say, seeing as I'm being big old friendly boy during this, good old Jiro does have a discipline that their focus is observe, which I think would come into play in a role like this to look for a rock outcropping. However, that's just me pointing something out. You all will make the decision.
Okay.
for the people at home, just in case they're forgetting what focus does too. Focus, there's two different sides of it. Skill is discipline, that's the one I'm asking them to roll. The focus is going to be observe, and if it can come into play, like in this case, their crits are going to be anything from their skill number lower, and a crit gives them 2 successes. In this case, Jiro has a discipline of 6 with his focus of observe, and if that comes into play, then if he's rolling a 6 or lower on a d20, that's all we're rolling in this system, is d20s, here it's considered a critical. If you don't have it, it's just a 1. A 1's considered a critical. It's reversed as well.
What is your focus, Alice, in discipline?
Oh, I don't know that my focus of standing here looking calm or spy master specifically helps us in this. And you are in charge of this mission, my lord cousin, so I'd say it's just that you should look for a landing spot.
All right, I will use my powers of observation.
Excellently executed. Alright, so you, Ben, or Jiro, are taking 2d20.
Okay.
But before you roll them, you're choosing a drive. What drive are you going to add to your skill? There are 2 sets in this. For that, I will always ask them to roll a skill. They will always choose a drive to add to it. They're looking for the skill number and the drive
About
number
faith.
added together.
Faith gives me certainty where others have doubt. I am certain we will find a
A
spot.
bit of a stretch for it, but I'll take it.
I know. It's very broadly, vaguely applied.
So that's 6 plus 6, you're looking for 12 or lower.
12 or lower. Okay.
And this is a difficulty of 1.
Oh,
So I can.
Oh, no.
It's essentially you choose the better of the 2 die.
No, you add up both results. Tell us what you rolled. You don't add up both
Oh.
your results. You just tell us what you rolled. What did you roll on either on both
8 and a
dice?
15.
8 and a 15. So the 15 is a failure, but there are
Uh-huh.
no consequences to the failures on this. It's just a failure. You don't get a success. The other one was an 8. That's 1 success, which is what you needed.
Okay.
Just 1 success. For difficulty 1,
Okay.
you need 1. So you
Okay.
did pass your roll. So whenever you roll, and you can add more by using momentum to purchase or using a specific asset, like if you had a telescope, maybe you could have added another dice by including that asset. You roll the dice, you tell us what each dice resulted in, because specific rolls could also have additional elements to it that make rolling like an 18 to a 20 particularly bad.
Okay.
So each dice is important. Well, you pass. Just off to your left. It's probably going to be about 1 kilometer away from your distance, from your destination. So you will have to walk across some open sand.
And may I table talk question really quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Remind me, did we start with any momentum?
Yes, you start with 6 momentum. So if we look
start with a
at...
full 6. That's awesome.
Yes. Oh, I didn't fix the images on this one. Oh, what a terrible, terrible me. This is broken. Sorry, everyone. You can't see our faces. I failed at life. It's okay. I'll fix it for next time. These red dots at the top, they are all momentum, and they are what you've got. So you've got 6 to start.
And is that for the party or per individual?
That is for the party, not per individual. And you do not need permission from your party members to use the momentum. You can just say, I'm using the momentum. They can't object. You can try to argue it,
Alright.
but that's entirely up to you.
Grayskull.
By the power
So
of
it's more-
Grayskull!
Okay.
I decided you all get to watch some live editing.
I also can give you 2. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but I do have the ability to allow you to.
So that's per scene. So for another description, actually, another little brief explanation, is combat is done differently. It's not called just combat or initiative. It's a scene. Whenever you enter in combat, you enter into a scene. So that ability
okay.
is usable once per combat, essentially.
I was thinking like scene as in like we're in the helicopter and then we leave the helicopter. That's a different scene. But yeah, okay. Scenes are battles. Gotcha.
Ah,
Fight scene.
Fight scene. Everybody fight. Yeah, if it were like that, that would just be a bit too much, wouldn't it? Like I've made Sophia.
I thought it was one of those things where that's the part it's nice with us for.
I mean, considering the amount of momentum we have, it could be very powerful, but it could also screw us over because that would just waste all our momentum.
True. True.
I mean, we're in an omnithopter. That's a lot of momentum. I'd say we get like 2 more.
The puns.
The puns. Well, we can consider you all landed safely at that outcropping. And getting yourselves ready. Now, you all have still suits, so you don't have to worry about that. We are going to have to think about the fact that none of you have a paracompass, so if you lose sight of this location, good luck finding the Omnithopter again.
How far outside?
can we search the Omnithopter for a paracompass?
There is one in the paracopter, but it is fixated to it.
But I mean, we've been here 8 months. Surely a soldier may have left a paracompass, and we're intelligent enough to have some extra supplies placed inside our omnithopter.
You know what? We were talking about something specific here. Would you like to give me 2 momentum to have a compass?
Sure.
Yes? Okay, I'm taking 2 momentum.
Okay.
You all have a paracompass. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Each of us, or just the
So I
group?
feel like you were
Just a group.
like just telling us you were about to kill us. Like, you're like, well, good luck getting back.
Well, I did a very good job conveying that feeling now, didn't I?
Come back next week when a different house is dealing with their troubles on Aarakis.
What if number 2? That's right, everyone.
No
This is
one
going to
knew
be a
where we
what if
were.
of 4 different houses. Oh, you're not Alice.
I'm Alice.
Switch.
We are all Alice.
We are all Alice.
All in Wonderland. You get the spice and you become like a caterpillar. It's
We're
very,
all
very
mad
interesting.
here.
Yeah.
My goodness. My unpreparedness has just made us... Come on now. Stop that.
I'll be either the first or second down the ramp to scan for any threats, as unlikely as they may be. Just kind of casually stroll down. I don't look like I'm worried about anything, but anyone paying attention would also notice that somehow I'm just always in the shadow. Never direct, never easily visible.
Nathan is actively trying not to use the light that he has brought with him because that has been brought up. But then also it's nighttime, so it's having trouble seeing.
There are a few moons. So it's like always
there's
having
moons and stars.
It's...
Mm.
Yeah,
Not as much light pollution.
the scenery around here is like there's no real light pollution and there are a few moons, so it's pretty much like always having a full moon out.
Oh.
It's still bright enough, but it's really more of a concern if you're going into a sietch or a cavern inside a rock outcropping.
Yeah. I've never in practice actually used the Fremen sandwalk. Hopefully this isn't too far of a walk in the desert.
What a beautiful sentence. You're walking through the desert?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Right?
Doing this-
Because we're
doing
going
a
up
sidewalk.
to...
Mm-hmm. You gotta walk 1 kilometer over the open sand, so everyone is gonna be giving me a move roll. Keeping in mind you're to add your drive and know why you're adding what drive to it. And let me know which one. We're gonna go around in a circle here. Alice, we're starting with you. Move roll.
Okay.
What drive?
my drive is faith in my leader, who knows what's best, and he picked this landing spot. So that's an 8. Also, because of my prana bindu conditioning, if I attempt a move or discipline test which relies on my control of my body, which I would certainly say a sandwalk does, I may re-roll a single d20 when I need to.
Oh, very good. Excellent. Well, what's your move skill?
My move skill is 6.
So 6 plus 8, you're looking for 14 or lower.
Okay. Mm, 13 and 7.
13
So-
and 7, that's 2 successes. Very good. Now, here's a fun thing. This is really just a difficulty 1. Because you rolled over on this, and I'm being super friendly in this, I think. You got 1 success over. You have now regained a momentum.
Hoorah.
Sweet.
You're back up to 5. Very good, Alice. You're doing great. Nathan, how you doing?
So specifically from my drives, because I feel like this would be a self-control thing. Because I have good discipline. But I could also be out here, even though I am very much social based and intellectual based, I could be using my duty to Jiro to be out here and to be pushing myself beyond my comfort.
I like those reasonings. Let's switch it to discipline for that reason and add the
Okay.
drive of duty to it. So you're looking for a 12 or lower with a crit range of 6 or lower.
So I need below a 12.
Below a 12, yeah.
Neither is below a 12.
Oh boy, okay. Now you can spend momentum. You can. No, you can't.
Oh.
You can.
How close? How am I allowed to ask him what he rolled before we apply? Let's create a trait really quick, because creating a trait follows. It must relate to the action the character just attempted. Right.
Yes, you were right. You can spend momentum to create a trait in that way and do that. How would you like to do this?
Am I allowed to know how close he rolled anyway? Because
Well,
it's like, how much would me helping even help? If he's way over, then I'm not going to bother. But I don't know if I'm allowed to know that.
Well, it also doesn't specify how it's going to affect what he's doing.
Oh,
so,
right.
So,
Okay.
how are you doing this? We can decide how it's going to affect the roll.
Can I say that because I was one of the first people going and I've rolled first, I'm the one in advance, and therefore there's a fairly decent pattern of markings of exactly how I stepped, and so if he's following those, he would be imitating the sandwalk.
I'm going to take 2 of your momentum. Why don't you go ahead and re-roll those dice, Nathan?
It
You've
was
got
a 17 and 18.
So, okay, yeah. Ooh.
It wasn't a critical fail, but it was getting up there.
It was good up there.
What's really funny is that when I'm a DM, I roll 1s and 2s. It's insane.
The dice know.
I don't know how this is possible.
The dice
Okay.
go to those speakers.
Hey guys.
The lowest
really-
one that I have is a 13.
Okay. That's yeah.
So,
All right, that's
so as Nathan is frantically looking through his book as to whether worms are capable of changing colors. Trying
By moonlight, no less.
By moonlight. We should be using a light. We should be using a light. Trying to follow the little steps.
Well, that unfortunately is a fail, Zafir. Let's move over to you. I need his-
Zafir is going to use his move skill.
Mhm.
If that's something he's good at. because he is a sword master, he is able to move on his feet with grace. And
Nice.
being at Aarakis, as long as he is familiar with the Sandwalk. And the lowest I rolled was a 5. So
It's a 5.
I do believe that is 1 success.
So what was the duty, or what was the drive, as well?
Well, the drive.
What was your drive?
The
as well?
drive. So the drive actually would be duty, because he is. I'm stealing your answers. No, because he is. He's pledged to the house, and he's always trying to protect people at the house in the best way that he can. And when he screws up, he's not protecting the house.
Excellent. Wonderful. Fantastic. Okay, so one of the dice was a 5. What was the other one?
19.
19. Okay. So you're with move of 6 and duty of 12. The 5 is a success, but because you're moving with grace, you're looking at a crit range of 6 or lower, so that counts as 2 successes.
Sweet.
Sweet. Now, Jiro.
So, like his shifting sense of duty from his mother and sister, he too will be shifting in his duty to repay what he owes, not to the house at large in this particular moment, but to those that are around him and serving this purpose. So he feels that he cannot fail this Sandwalk because he must succeed, for he owes it to those around him right now.
Let's not get eaten, boss.
I'll take it. Yeah, that's good. Excellent. So move of 4 and duty of 8. So looking at 12 or lower.
12. We got 1 success.
What were your dice rolls? So
12 and 19.
12 and 19. Excellent. I will always need to know what all
The
your
numbers.
dice rolls were. Yeah, what the numbers
Okay.
were. So with the 12, that is a success. Now with this, had it as a wonderful little group challenge. So you have 1 failure but 4 successes. I was looking for 3. You did well.
Yay!
Yay!
I got
And-
carried.
We're conspicuous enough.
Inconspicuous enough, sandwalky enough. You got 1 over the challenge on it, so you regain 1 momentum again. As you sandwalk 1
Regain a
kilometer
momentum?
across. Yeah, so whenever you get over
Mm.
more successes than you needed, you gain momentum. That's if you have
I
space
need
for it.
to redo the little chart I just filled in.
Oh.
Turn that into more of a board. Okay, so.
Yeah, and we want to use them more than we save them because they go away as time progresses.
Mm-hmm. And as you can see, it can be fairly easy to regain momentum, so don't be shy in using them.
Momentum will be D4.
Momentum will be a D4. Now, I am going to have a little fun with you all and introduce another little mechanic of this, which is threat tokens. I am going to spend 2 of my threat tokens to make that ultimately a failure. Towards the end of this walking and this distance, Nathan, your foot hits it. Drum sand. The outcropping, you can see it. However, already you can hear the evidence of the sand moving and shifting as a worm has suddenly caught wind, or caught hearing, I guess? Caught vibrations of you. There we go. You don't know how much time you have. You can move. You can run. Or you can run back. Where would you like to go? The sandworm might call some attention to it, but you do need to move.
My apologies. I seem to have created a vibration. We should retreat and or move faster.
Which
What are we closer
is
to?
where we're going, or the Thopter closer?
Let's call it a 50-50.
Of course.
Everybody,
Sire, it's
run.
your call, but we should
Yes.
go now.
We should run. Sorry.
Which direction?
We should run toward our destination.
Copter should be
Which-
fine. It's turned off. It shouldn't draw attention, but we need to move.
Yeah. So
Um,
we came
I
this
don't
far.
I don't believe the light my glow globe makes a noise or does anything like that. But I think it's important for us to be able to see in front of us and where we're going. So I'll throw that up.
Excellent. Okay, glow globe's been thrown up and up there. Now I'm gonna ask for one of you specifically to give me a move roll. Who would like to lead a move skill in running this charge? With the asset of the glow globe up, you're going to be rolling an additional dice. So you're going to be rolling 3 d20s instead for that asset being out there. And everyone else is going to roll 1 dice, and that will lead towards the successes as well. This is another way of considering that you all technically are helping this person go forward. It's a way of adding dice to it without adding dice to their dice pool. You can only ever add 1. It's like the aid action.
And I double check what everyone's move speeds are because I have a 6 and swift. So if we're trying to run, I get a good critical. Okay, you got 5. For Zafir, what do you have any focuses that would enhance this?
Honestly, just. No. I only have a 6 with move and grace.
Okay.
I think Alice is
think
the
you're-
logical
Yeah.
with Swift.
Yeah. Okay. So I will. Yeah. Be swiftly moving. So that's 3 dice.
3
with
dice. Don't forget to tell us what your drive that you're adding to this
My
is.
drive. Oh.
As you think about that drive, hey everybody, thanks State Farm for sponsoring us. Thank you, Kate Woolman, you magnificent beast. You're a wonderful person.
Thank you.
You're a delight.
And I say that power, and currently the focus of using the power in my body and keeping all of us safe, this defines power as what you want. I don't want to die. And I want to help the party survive. So that is what I'm... That's my current drive.
That's your drive. Excellent. And what number does that add? What's your total for your difficulty that you're looking for?
Okay, so power is 7 and move is 6, so that's 13.
13. Great. With 3 dice, and everyone else is rolling a dice as well and looking for a 13 or lower. So let's roll. Got a 6 from Nathan? Or is that a 5? That's a 6.
No, 6.
6. That's a 13. 13 from Zafir, so... Oh.
I got a 2, an 8, and a 19.
A 2, an 8, and a 19. Well, that 2 is definitely within the wonderful crit range, because you've got Swift going on here, so crit range is 6 or lower, so that's 2 successes. And another success with the 8, so that's 3 successes. We'll talk about the 19 in a second. It's 1 success from Nathan, 1 from Zafir. Jiro, what do you get on your d20 roll?
8 and 1.
You're just rolling 1. 1 dice.
Just 1?
When you
Oh,
aid, yeah,
my
when you
weird.
aid, you only roll 1.
Okay.
You'll get that. We're going through these mechanics so we learn.
7?
7, that's
I mean,
good.
it's not
That's a
bad.
success, yeah. So
Okay.
you got a lovely what was that? 3, 1, 1, 1. 6 successes. That 18 has that 19 has a lovely consequence to this. Worms are very dangerous and deadly creatures. For this, the threat range of it is more severe. So you're looking at an 18 to a 20 for a critical failure. That critical failure means it is coming up quicker and faster. So as you approach this rock face, where you know it's not going to journey into, it's making a lot of noise. Which means when you charge into safety,
Uh-oh.
you see inside, down in the center of this wonderful little cave. 3 Harkonnen soldiers staring directly up at you. They know you're here. This is where we get to move into combat! Yay. Combat's a little complicated inside the system, or at least it can be in the cases. This one, we're just dealing with some dueling and some skirmishing, which is going to be a lot easier to do. Did I not? I didn't. Silly me.
Okay.
When combat comes around, we don't roll initiative. The players always have first initiative. We do this in rounds, where all of you have 1 action in a round to use. The same thing goes for your opponents. Once one person uses their action, it then goes to the other side. So when one of you takes an action and uses your initiative on this, it then passes to the enemy, where one of them uses their initiative to act in this. It is also not a grid-based system, it is a zone-based. So you are currently in Zone 1. To get to Zone 2, you will need to move to Zone 2. That is an action. There are a couple of ways to move. You can move subtly, or you can move boldly. Moving subtly allows you to move without attracting attention from the opponents, and allows you to immediately take another action at no cost. Moving boldly means you move and you attract the attention, forcing one of them to be engaged with you. Being inside the same zone does not mean you are engaged with the person inside that zone. That being said, last little point would be you can spend momentum. Now, to remind you all, you do have... I need to remind myself, hang on.
5, right?
Yes, you have 5 momentum. And if you have your cards handy for what momentum can be spent on, have those handy. This is where the front page cannot be used, sadly. No, you have 4 momentum, because 2 was used, 1 was gained, 2 was used, 1 was gained. But I also have threat tokens. You don't know how many I have. That I can spend like momentum too. If you run out of momentum, you can give me threat tokens, like momentum. So keep that in mind too. If you ever, want to give me a tasty treat for the tasty treat I'm giving you. Right. There are any kind of questions we'll just come across as we go through this. It is the player's initiative. You have 1 action. One of you can take that action.
Would it be an action to talk to the crew?
Briefly,
Like
no.
as a whisper to just kind of gauge, like... Okay, so I'll just whisper. Will you allow me to speak to the Harkonnens, or should we sneak behind?
They saw us.
They absolutely
Oh,
see you. That's a
they-
complication to the
Okay,
19.
we are visible.
Yeah,
Okay.
they
It
are
was like we
looking
keep
at
scrambling
you.
So-
in, right?
Yes.
Will you allow me to speak to the Harkonnens?
I'm going to be
At your
friendly.
will, my liege.
Friendly here. Jiro, the Harkonnens hate Nagara. House Nagara.
Oh.
The likelihood of grunt
understandably,
soldiers speaking to you is very slim. They're probably just going to try to protect what they believe to be a hidden cache that House Nagara does not know about, and might be a little surprised by seeing one of the heirs of House Nagara walking into this supposedly hidden cache.
Okay.
Zafir is already pulling out his blade, ready to go to protect Jiro, but then also ready to go and fight.
Decent
going
thought,
to-
wrong NPCs for it.
Can I, on that note, not just a normal check, but am I correct that it's possible to switch out of, what is this, dueling?
Essentially, we're just in conflict
This
at
is-
this point.
Okay.
So there are
So,
multiple
am I
different
correct-
kinds of combat. What are you trying to do? Or what are you thinking?
Well, I have a thing which allows me to initiate intrigue or espionage conflict. Would that shift it out of imminent physical danger into we're not just trying to talk, but it's would that allow me to switch it to more talky than stabby?
Part of this system is the conflict you choose to use does not force them to use the same conflict.
Okay, right.
So you may try to and that's essentially what Jiro was trying to get at, was switching and doing an espionage or intrigue conflict as opposed to a duel or warfare, or a skirmish is the other one. Your conflict does not force their conflict, and it would be known to all of you that the conflict that they're going to choose in this is likely to be the violent kind. Soldiers don't really do the talkie.
Okay. Well, they don't normally. May I say that I am going to quickly use my Mask of Power and say, which allows me to, once per scene, I may create an asset at no cost, such as blackmail evidence or an owed favor, that will allow me to initiate an intrigue or espionage conflict with a person of your choosing. It's a lie, but nobody knows that. And so I'm going to quickly, as we come scrambling in, and I see this, I'm going to brush myself off, step in front of Jiro, and say to the nearest Harkonnen, Commander Abelard sends his regards, and to not interfere. This is a secret mission.
Okay, this is definitely going to be a communication skill roll.
Okay. Ew.
So
Can I
keep in
assist
mind.
with that?
Can I argue that it's unarmed conflict?
All right. So a couple of things. Let me get a few things out here. We are in initiative at this point, where aiding and assisting, you can't. This is the action that's being taken, so you can't do any of that aiding inside here. Before you ever roll, always explain what drive you're using and what's pushing your character. Because we'll also be deciding on how many dice you get to roll, what kind of assets you get to go through as well. In this case, we should be asking, what kind of assets do you have? Do you have any assets that could add an additional dice to this? How should I do the thinky?
Okay. So with a communicate, that's a 4.
What's your drive?
I'm debating between two of them. Power is 7, and I believe that authority attracts those who are corruptible. And so I just spoke with authority and creating this sense that I know something's going on. And I definitely believe Harkonnens are corruptible. But also truth is 6, and my statement is that the purpose of argument is to change the nature of the answer. So you could definitely maneuver things to match, even if there's a truth, it's like you could still redirect how things are viewed.
Is it true?
Yeah,
It doesn't always have to be true. It's just
Okay.
a philosophy of how life works, and so it's like, oh,
Yeah, no.
I'm trying to make them believe a thing, and so their belief of that would then affect this next thing, and then that next thing, which then would influence everything after this.
Yeah, so I was trying to be like, oh, maybe I could argue for a bolster in this specific, but I also have what is it called? Diplomacy in my communicate. So that'd be a good thing for me to do. But because you lied, I'm just like, I can't, I can't do anything.
Also, though, because of that point, I think power would make more sense than truth.
Okay, so it'll be a 7 and 4 is 11.
7 and 4 is 11. Now, for this, I do have to tell you the difficulties beforehand. As I've stated, this is very difficult for the soldiers. It's going to be a very high difficulty. I'm putting it at a 4.
Ooh, so 4 successes.
4 successes.
And then remind me, and I'm fine either way. Once I know the difficulty, am I allowed to say, never mind, I take that back, or it's just a nope, that's the
Going through with it.
Cool. All right. So
We can use
4.
momentum to buy,
You
to
can-
buy more dice.
You
Oh,
can, yes, actually. Before you roll, you can use momentum to buy more dice if you'd like.
Yeah. Oh, and then, so just double checking, because of me using my Mask of Power, did that affect the difficulty?
Does it say it
Mask
would?
of Power is the. It says.
You've created an asset which is making
Oh.
this possible. I don't think it would affect the
Mhm.
difficulty. There are different ones for that.
Let's see. It says you create an asset that will allow you to initiate an intriguer espionage conflict. Okay.
Yeah. Which is what's making this
Yeah.
roll even possible.
Okay. All right.
Do our
Yeah,
s-
I'll buy another momentum, or I'll buy a die with 1 momentum.
Okay.
do our suits activate automatically?
It's activated by motion. So it works by you moving, breathing, heart beating.
I was referring to the non-stabby ones.
You mean the shields?
Yeah.
No, you have to activate them.
Okay, got it.
Oh, get it. Okay, rolling. That is a 10
That'll be a
10.
success. A success.
and an 8.
And a success. I believe
no
you
criticals.
needed at least 1 crit to succeed on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
So, I did not get that.
Little close, you see one of them. Well, they all regard each other and start laughing as they're pulling out rifles.
Okay.
That would be your action.
Mm-hmm.
These guys were not prepared. So this one, right here, is going to use his action and finish pulling his rifle out and aiming it.
Did I have to say if that was subtle or bold?
That's not a movement. That's only for movements.
Okay, it's
If
only
you're
with
moving, yeah.
movement. Cool.
Yeah, good question. So he has used his action, which means it goes back around to the players. Now, seeing as Alice has already used an action, she is expended for the round. Cannot use another action.
I'm
So it's up to one of you, the rest of you.
I thought it was back and forth.
It is back and forth, yeah.
So,
It's
so
player
did
initiative.
they-
They went, one of them. So the one with the red mark on it,
Uh-huh.
he's got his rifle out and equipped and
Oh,
aimed at you
prepared
all. He's got his arms
Cool.
out. It's like activating a shield. But he didn't. He just pulled his rifle out. So, back to the players.
I believe Zephyr has a pistol, right? Are you able to look at the other screen with the cards briefly?
Oh, yeah. What are you looking for?
I believe Zephyr has a pistol. No, he doesn't. I'm sorry. He does not. No, I didn't grab that.
Yeah, he's got a pulse sword and a kinjal.
Yes, that is correct. Let me take a picture of that next time. He. I guess I'll go. Zephyr, being the soldier, and the swordmaster, pulls out the power sword and begins walking down towards them. And he speaks over his shoulder to Jiro, "Remember your training," as he starts heading down there to fight.
Excellent. I'm going to thematically move you down here.
Wow, I'm past.
Thematically, you have equipped yourself and begun the process of moving to another zone. We're going to run to the enemies who are going to continue. He's already acted, so he's equipping himself as well. Another one is equipped. Back around to the players.
Jiro will be whipping out that pistol. And is that the action?
That's your action, yeah.
Okay. All right, we're locked and loaded.
You've got yourself equipped with a pistol. The last guy
Alright.
on their side to take their action gets himself
got a-
equipped.
A quick system question.
Yeah.
How do I'm brain farting on the word improvised weapons work in this game?
That is an
Right.
excellent question. I think they're basically considered unarmed. Like unarmed attacks.
Okay.
Like you're
Good to
just you're just taking something and smacking them with it. No real training in it.
Okay.
Which means after that last one's equipped himself, last up inside the parties is Nathan. It's you. You're the only one with an action left.
Okay. I figured that freezing was a free action. I will go on the defensive and activate my shield. What is that called?
Personal shield.
Personal shield.
Boop.
And then I will move stealthily to the back of the pack.
I'm gonna put you behind Alice because you know you don't want to sacrifice the heir to the house, but Alice is expendable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to be out of the way and not within melee range because I am aware that I'm at a tactical disadvantage.
Definitely, especially with your mentat ways. With everyone's equipped initial actions are out of the way, that is the first full round of combat. Congratulations, that was speedy quick, wasn't it? And
We're
we
not
are...
building new characters.
Yay, no one died yet. We are back around to round 2. Players have the initiative.
It's an action to activate your personal shield, right?
Yeah, it's an action.
Zephyr will use that action to activate his personal shield, and then can he continue moving down towards the soldiers, or no?
Activating is an action, moving is an action. So you can,
Okay.
while you've been moving around here, that's why you're so fast. You won't actually move to that point just yet. There we go, we figured it out. Your personal shield being activated, that is the action from the players being taken. So, I will remind you all, you can use 2 momentum to purchase, essentially, the initiative again. So you can keep the initiative in yours for 1 time per round, with the cost of 2 momentum. And you are at 3 momentum.
Is obtaining information, like it's something you can spend on, is that an action also?
That's a momentum. So you
Yeah,
spend a
so
momentum
that's-
and you can ask me a question to obtain some information.
Yeah. Does that count as an action? It's
No.
almost like a sub.
No, it's like a sub thing.
it's a
It's just you saying I'm going to spend a momentum quickly to try to obtain some information.
Okay.
So you can do that even outside of, like, if it turns to their turn and you're like, I need a quick answer, kind of thing. Well, their turn. Well, you just activated a shield and he's got a shield on. This one just pulled out a weapon. One of them's gonna try to shoot at you, Jiro. This works
Sorry.
a few ways. So, this is going to be a battle skill roll, and you are
Okay.
rolling for your defense. There is no ACs, and you roll first. So you're rolling 2d20. Don't forget to add your drive and tell us why you're adding the drive before you roll, so we can figure out what your DC is going to be.
Okay. Sorry, it closed my page.
Why would you do that?
Just keep open like 800 tabs. Duh.
Easy to find something in that.
Yeah, make sure to do it in Chrome.
I will
Do
be
it in
using
Chrome.
my sense of justice. I have no patience for those who complain that life is unfair. The Harkonnens, they are making unfair deals and probably whining about it. So, my sense of justice is here to.
That's pushing it. I'll take it, but that's pushing it.
Okay.
It's real pushing it. So you're looking at 5 plus 7, so 12.
Yes.
So roll those D20s.
Got a 9 and a 2.
A 9 and a 2. So that's 2 successes. So I need to get more than 2 successes to hit you. Now with these guys, which means that's over to me now to make the roll, and there we go. He has a rifle, that is his focus on his battle. So he's looking at a crit range of 5 or lower. And he's adding his sense of duty, because he was trusted to guard this location.
Okay.
And you're making it deadly. So his DC is 10 or lower, with 5 or lower being crits. Let's see what I get. A 15 and a 16, he whiffs it. Pings off the wall in the background. These are ballistic rifles, they are not las guns. However, shields will still stop ballistic bullets. Which is why they shot for Giro. Giro. God. Curse you, Ben, for doing this to
The
me.
Gartis
in campaign
Jartis
1.
thing again.
It's your fault, Ben.
It's Giro with a J.
Oh my gosh. No. Please. No.
Which one was it that shot?
I'm gonna say this one right here, the first one at the top C. We're gonna call him Harkonnen 1. H1. H1 took an action.
H1.
It's back round to the players.
If I was moving boldly, would I be able to make it to this guy, into this territory?
You can
Like
certainly
jump down off.
try. I'm gonna need
Okay.
a move skill check from you.
Okay. I am moving swiftly because I am trying to get as close to them as soon as possible. And my drive. My drive is duty, so that's a 4.
Duty.
So 4 plus 6.
So you're looking at 10 or lower with a crit range of 6 or lower, and this is a difficulty of 2.
Okay. That's not horrible odds.
Yeah, pretty good odds. Yeah, you're doing pretty good.
Ooh. 6 and a 9.
6 and a 9, that's 3 successes. Which means you've gained a momentum back. Yay! You guys are back up to 4 momentum, and you succeed in what you've tried to do. So, you can go ahead and move yourself. Your tokens, you should have full control. No, you don't. I'm just going to give all players control.
Although it's funny, I just realized I had meant subtly because then I could move again. Oh well, it should have the same effect.
So
well,
moving,
a different but still useful effect.
yeah, different but still useful. So go ahead and move yourself to zone 2, the zone you can move to, and you're choosing to engage this guy.
Yeah, so I'm drawing his attention. Is that correct?
Yes, so you'd be engaging him inside dual mechanics, basically. This is the only way you can force someone's mechanics in combat, is by dueling them. It's one-on-one.
I thought
focused
moving
combat.
boldly forced them.
Yeah, that's exactly what you've done. You forced him
Gotcha.
to engage with you in combat.
Okay.
So he is engaged on you. When he takes his action, it will be against you, as opposed to anyone else. Perfection. That is the action taken. Let's go ahead and actually take his turn. H2 is going to try to level this rifle off at you. I'm going to give him a bit of a disadvantage because you are right up in his face, and maneuvering a rifle that close from distance, I can imagine that's easy. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
So, you being the defender, you're rolling first. This is going to be a battle skill roll. What's your drive you're adding?
Okay.
You can go check out our merch store and get a wonderful little hitty with prologue saying y'all is an abomination.
I'm going to use power, which is, again, my sense of what I want, but also control of my physical abilities, which are a sense of power.
Excellent. Okay.
And I did not draw any of my weapons, so may I use my focus of unarmed combat?
Absolutely, you sure can, yeah. So what's your
Yeah.
difficulty rating you're looking for?
So it is now a 7 plus 6 is 13 with a critical of 6 or lower.
Excellent. Give us that run.
Kung Fu Master Alice.
Ooh, that's a bad roll. Oh no,
Ooh.
that's a
14 and a 19.
Those are both fails.
Those are both fails.
So I'm looking at just, well, he's rolling 1 dice because he's at disadvantage on this, so but is a 10 or lower with a 5 or lower being crit, and if I get a success, it's a hit. So you're getting a complication if I roll well on this. Oh, a natural 1.
Ah!
I knew!
That's
I critted.
That's a major crit.
That's like a soupy crit. I love
Super,
these
super
dice,
crit.
because look at this. On this side, it's the 20. And then on the other side, it's the DUNE symbol. It's for the 1.
Oh,
Normally they put the
Nice.
critical on the 20.
yeah, but that's perfect.
Yeah, it's great. Well, that's 2 hits. That is 2 successes against you. That's going to be pretty severe at this. I'm going to say you got close up to him. He managed to take a single step back, maneuver around, and pop a shot off. Your still suit is damaged, and you've had a bullet just tear through your right kidney.
Ooh.
You are bleeding and injured. I don't think that'll take you out of the combat yet, but keep that in mind that you are injured. One other thing about this system is coming out of combat, it's all about negotiation. How injured is the character? We have to acknowledge the physical capabilities of who we're playing. And when it comes down to it, we'll just agree whatever the results might be.
Okay, well, that's our turns.
There you go. That's H2. It's back to the players. Only Jiro and Nathan have actions.
Is there any scraggle Jiro can hide behind? Or is it all flat up here?
It's all flat up there.
Okay.
You do have a height advantage, though.
Okay, well, gun's already out, shield's already activated.
Can you lay down and be out of range?
Your shield's not activated.
Oh, my shield's not?
No.
Okay, well then I'm gonna activate my shield. And that'll be my action.
That'll be your action. Shield is now activated. Back over to their turn. H3 is... H3 is going to divert his attention to the storming giant that's coming down towards them, drop his rifle, and pull out a Kinjal. So he's still in zone 2, but he used his action to change weapons.
Did, in the first round, did you let Zephyr draw his weapon and walk, or was the action walking in that first round?
So moving is considered moving zones.
Okay.
So
Okay,
you're
so
still
he-
inside the first zone. Yeah, you pulled your weapon.
Right.
Back to the players, Nathan. You are
Okay.
the only one.
Seeing as my ally is at a tactical advantage now, Nathan would like
Advantage?
to. Huh?
Did you say advantage or disadvantage?
Tactical disadvantage. Kidney shots are not great for
Yeah.
punching. Nathan would like to continue to try to gain as much intel as humanly possible while moving into zone 2. So my
I'm
movement
muted.
is
Whoops. Sorry. Would you like to move subtly or boldly?
boldly.
Boldly? So you want to gain the attention of someone.
Yeah, seeing the kidney shot, yeah, he's like, I wanna draw attention. So like the light is still out, and he's just like Terminator running, just like looking at somebody like, I'm gonna get you.
Excellent. Okay, so this is going to be a move skill roll. What's the drive you're adding? The difficulty is always 2 for moving boldly or subtly.
Okay, so in this one, this is definitely we've moved past diplomacy, and this is serving the house and seeing that our we've gone from 2 strong individuals to not as strong 2 individuals. So I'm like, I can be like a support. So this is my sense of duty. I'm trying to be dutiful here.
Nice. Excellent. Okay, what's your range you're looking for?
My range?
So there you are. Your move is 5 and sense of duty is 6, so the range is, or the difficulty, I find range easier to say, I think, is 11 or lower.
11 or lower. Okay, so 2, and I tell you both dice.
Yes.
Okay, cool. That is a 3 and a 6.
That is 2 successes, which is good because that's what you needed. So you succeed. Move yourself down and towards the one you'd like to attract the attention of.
Down. So
So
grab with the little. No, that's a pan. Select.
Oh, I forgot to. It didn't save. There you go. Now you should be able to select yourself. Sorry about that.
So down and towards. I would like to go towards this way.
Excellent.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I'm beelining it for H1. I think we said
H1. Perfect.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a little hot marker on the 2 of you to signify that he has his attention on you. You are engaging him.
Okay, and bolstering is an action?
Bolstering, I believe, is an action.
Okay.
Is that one of your talents?
Yeah.
Okay. I went off these cards mainly for all your stats and stuff, and they don't have your talents listed, so I forgot about talents. So I apologize if I don't know any of your talents. I'll need help on those.
You got it.
But you're right. Yes, using a talent or bolster like that would be an action. So, but very, very good use of a move there. Excellent. Very bold. We are done with round 2. Round 3. Initiative goes back to the players because you have the manpower right now. Actions are all refreshed. Who would like to go?
Zafir will go.
Nice.
So it's an action to move into the next zone to go after H3. Right.
Yes, it would be. So moving is an action. To go to a different zone is considered movement.
And initiating a duel is a separate action by itself.
Not if you're moving in. So you can move boldly. Moving boldly, if you succeed in the roll, you can say, I'm attracting the attention of this guy.
I'm going to do that.
Nice. So I'm going to need a move roll. What is your drive that you're adding to it? And add the numbers together to tell us what your DC is.
I am going to be, once again, using the duty drive. My life is pledged to my house, and I'm protecting these guys.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Excellent.
I'm rolling 2d20s.
Wunderbar. And that is with duty and move. That's 10. Looking for 10 or lower.
For both.
For both, yeah.
Well, I got a 2.
Ooh, that's nice.
That
Before
yeah,
you
that
tell me
one
the other one, maybe you're moving. You were fairly close down there already. Maybe you're moving with a bit more of a menacing and graceful way.
Okay.
Does that sound agreeable? Shall we
That sounds agreeable.
go a little bit? Okay, that would count as 2 successes then, because that would be in your crit range.
Okay. So you want the other number now?
Yeah, what's the other number?
17.
17? Okay. Well, the condition of this isn't too threatening, so I can't say your threat failure range is too high. Yeah, you succeed. You move into the zone 2, brandishing up this conjole and engaging this guy, who is looking eager, as he is also brandishing a conjole as well.
Zephyr is not. He's not like chomping at the bits, ready for a fight. He is composed. He's trained. This isn't the first time he's done this, but he's ready to destroy this guy.
Ready to rumble. Perfect. Well, around to these baddies again. H1 is going to go. He is going to drop his rifle and pull out a conjole and move up to Nathan, who has attracted his attention. He cannot attack yet, because he used his action to draw his weapon. And technically you're not actually engaged at this point, because he hasn't engaged you.
Yeah, you gotta propose.
I want to see you down on one knee.
I want to see you down on one knee in like 5 seconds here. Well, that is the enemy. Back round to the players. Sophia's taken an action.
Can you be in one zone and shoot a pistol into another?
Can you see them in the other zone? Yes, you can. So,
High ground?
absolutely.
So I will. Can I attempt to shoot this guy?
Sure.
Okay.
It's going to be a battle. What's your drive? And let us know what the
my
DC
drive is my duty to my house.
You guys
These
love the
Harkonnens
DC
have
one.
stolen something. The Harkonnens have stolen our rightful claim to this planet. They must repay us what they owe, which is a sense of duty to the Emperor himself.
Very good. Excellent. Now, what's your DC? With the move roll and the duty added up.
Move is 4.
Move is 4. What's the duty?
Duty is 8, so 12.
12. You're looking for 12 or lower. 2d20 rolls.
Not too good with the pistol, I see.
Oh, this is pistol. Hang on. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I have to roll for these guys. I'm looking for a 10 or
15
lower.
and 17.
Oh, you weren't supposed to tell me.
Oh,
That's what
You're
I meant
supposed to
by
hold
keep
on
it
to
in
that.
mind.
okay. Sorry.
Okay, they rolled pretty good. They were, for defense for their AC, it was their combat plus their sense of duty, because, you know, it's the one that does make the most sense. So it's 10 or lower. They rolled a 2 and an 8. So 2 successes. With your 2 failures, you did not manage to make contact or hit this guy. You fire that Mauler pistol, launches the spring loads that projectile off, and it just pings off the stone with a kind of sound.
As is to be expected from a noble socialite such as myself.
Indubitably. After that, after Jiro's gone, H2 is also going to drop his rifle, prompting to draw a conjole at this point to continue his fight with Alice. However, that is going to be their action use, so it's back round to the players. It's only Alice and Nathan.
I would like to. I don't know if this is stupid or not. I I would like to attempt to run past this person and pick up his rifle. Just dropped
Alright.
it on the floor. I'm
Just
like, that's
drops on
mine.
the ground. That's fine.
Yeah.
Let's make this a move. Yeah, let's make this a move roll, and probably contested, seeing as you're trying to move past him. So I'm gonna roll a combat for him, as he's gonna try to grab you as you're running past, and that'll set
Okay.
the DC for the success rate of this. And I'm gonna add 1 to the difficulty for grabbing the rifle on the ground and bringing it up for ready
Okay.
use. But let's find out what that difficulty is first. Just 2. I rolled a 16 and a 4, so that's only 1 success. So you're looking at a difficulty of 2 to succeed in this.
We can
Okay.
use momentum. You can use momentum too. We still have some.
We have 4, yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna use self-control. This is a discipline thing to
Nice.
add a tactical advantage and distract the enemy. So I want to look like I'm ready to attack and then just like dodge under and grab his weapon.
Excellent. Cool.
And I can't see a reason why this would have anything to do with truth or justice. This is just my faith in my team. So I think that I'm just trying to be the best possible assistant I can be. So that would be 6 plus 7, 13.
13, yeah. And with a self-control, 6 or lower being crits. Excellent.
Okay.
Can I ask a question, point of order?
Yeah.
Was it sounded like self-control was a discipline focus? I thought
Yes.
this was a move.
I will always give you a skill to roll. However, if you give me a good reason for a different one to be rolled, I will allow that, absolutely. So
Excellent.
I was given a very good reason by comic for discipline, self-control to be taken into consideration for this. So we're rolling
Yeah.
discipline instead.
I'm
Good
not,
question.
I'm not technically lying. I'm bluffing that I'm going to
Yeah.
attack him, and I'm like, hiya!
No, that's good to know.
Yeah. That's a good question.
Yeah. So my rolls are 15 and an 8, so 1 success.
1 success. Oh, which means he does grab you, because the challenge was 2.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna roll that back a little bit. I'm gonna say he doesn't grab you, but you do get past him, where your fingers slip on the rifle and it ends up just clanging to the ground again. So you do get past him, but you don't manage to grab hold of the rifle. I'm gonna put
Okay.
you right here where the rifle would be. Oh, actually, no, yeah, you're good. Yeah. You got you. You got yourself. I'm used to the players not wanting to move their tokens. I'm looking at you. I give my Sunday table tar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clever use of a move. I liked it. Thank you for the threat point, by the way. I'm just kidding. It's if I'm rolling against you. Alright, that was Nathan. Back to them. H3 is engaged with Zephyr. Let's see if the slow blade works. Now, with dueling, this works in a different way. The person who's initiating the combat states something that they are going after. You can go after an injury to the arm, you can go after trying to disarm them, get rid of their physical asset that they are using for this. Or you can go for a kill shot. This guy, for example, is going to be trying to go for a kill shot. So he's going to have to get through Zephyr's defense on this. You have an asset already in play, the personal shield. You have another asset to put into play, your Kinjal. With that, you're looking at a base roll for your defense of 4d20. Seeing as we're putting assets into this is something I actually forgot about for the Mauler pistol as well. That's technically an asset. You should have been rolling an extra d20 for it. We'll have to try to remember that for the future. I completely forgot about that. And they're also using rifles, so they should have been rolling an extra d20 using those as well. I forgot about that rule. Had to double check it. We can correct that from here, though, seeing as you're benefiting more from it than I will be at this. So you're rolling 4d20. This is a combat. What's the drive that you're adding to your defense?
The drive, I'm just going to be adding straight battle. Because, I'm sorry, that's not the drive, that's a skill. The drive that Zephyr is going to use for this is justice. He's standing up for those of House Nagara that are with him, and he believes that these guys are in the wrong. Like you were saying, we're rival houses. They hate us, we hate them, and so.
Mm-hmm. And I would also say your skill in battle, the focus definitely comes into play here. Your focus of dueling, and even short blades, that even comes into play here too. So yeah, you're 4 dice, threat range of 7 or lower. The DC you're looking for is 15 or lower because of your justice of 8. So roll those 4d20. I don't think this guy's gonna even has a chance.
Oh, please don't say that. Okay, you can say that. That's fine.
Oh, okay, good.
All of them are less than 10.
Which ones are less than 7? Or
Wait a
7 or
second.
less? Because those are...
7 and 1s look the same on some dice. I have one that is less than 7, and then the other 3 are 7, 9, and 10.
7, 9, and 10. Okay, so the 7 and the 1, or the 7 and the less than 7, count as crits, so that's 4. And the other 2 count as successes, so that's 6. This guy needs to roll crits. So I need to, out of my 3d20 I'm rolling here, I need to roll 3 1s.
I would love to see that.
Love to see that, yeah.
I wouldn't even be mad.
Right, if you pull that off, you know, that's one of those respect moments. It's like, okay,
Yeah, like,
I'll grudgingly
yeah,
stop
Mad
there.
respect.
Yep.
Yeah, mad respect. Alright, let's see what happens. I got a 3, a 5, and a 13, so 2 successes. The blade shimmers off your shield. And because of how I'm actually going to use a GM power and reward you guys a momentum for how truly epic that was. And overpowered on that defense. The others around catch a
Barely
little glimpse of that.
slaughtered the Harkonnen was.
All of them seem a little taken aback, maybe, by the skill of the warrior in front of them.
Is there like an intimidation factor in there for an extra d20?
I'll consider it for the future. Maybe that was the extra momentum I gave you. All right, Alice.
Sure.
You're the last.
All right, Alice. I just got stabbed.
Yeah.
Literally had
shot.
instant shock of pain. Oh yeah, shot.
Yeah.
Shot, which is even worse. So super intense shock of pain. Life flashed before their eyes. Bene Gesserit, lit Negan's fear went through like instantaneously. That is so drilled into her. And because of that, may I say that to lash back out, in spite of this pain, is discipline and maintaining composure, which is calm and self-assurity in the midst of, even though I just got blasted.
Let that muscle memory take its work. Yeah.
Muscle memory, and we have control over our bodies, including it says internal organs. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that hurt. Never mind.
Absolutely,
Okay.
I'll take it. Yeah. So you're gonna roll.
So with that,
discipline. You're attacking him. Okay.
Yeah.
Before you attack, I have to roll for his defense. So he's just gonna go combat or battle and duty. So 10 or lower for his defense.
Okay.
He rolled an 11 and a 13. So free rolling. This guy is open for whatever you're doing.
Okay. So I am, with all of my in-training and knowledge of myself, I'm actually using faith. Just, my religion and training has taken over, and wholeheartedly believing that So that is going to be a 15 with 7 being criticals. And can I count their intimidation at Nathan, or not Nathan, Zephyr's prowess as an asset? Distracted, overwhelmed.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Nice.
So you're up to 4 dice, right?
3 dice, I believe.
Oh, right, because you're using unarmed. Yep, you're right.
Yep.
You are correct. 3 dice.
I didn't have time to draw a weapon.
You're too busy
Okay.
running in to get stabbed.
Okay. Is criticals meets it beats it, or is it?
Yeah.
It has to be lower.
Yeah, number or lower.
Okay. So yeah, that is 1 crit, so it's 2, and then 2 13s.
2
So 4
13s.
successes.
4 successes. Okay, how do you want to do this? These are little
she
NPCs.
is going
They don't
to-
get any consequences. They're just out when you succeed against them.
Yeah, she'll like do 1 quick jarring blow to the side of his head, swing her legs around and trip him. He'll fall onto a rock, and then she'll just elbow his neck into the jutting rock.
Ooh, with the jarring, cracking sound, you all hear the neck of this person get snapped into the ground. A little gurgling as it twitches the body. But definitely, this guy is down. He is out. He is gone. That's Harkonnen number 2 taken care of. Gonna put giant X over him. Beautifully
Gurgle,
executed.
burgle, am I right?
Gurgle, burgle, indeed. It's the end of the round, and around to the top of the next one. And it's still the player's initiative. It's back to you guys.
I'd like to go first.
Do it, take it.
Okay. So I would like to do a hand sign over to Jiro.
Combat
That says, "I trust you with my life." And then I will pretend like I'm gonna fumble with the blade to H1, and then at the last moment, like, be like, "Oh no," and like reach up like I'm giving myself a target, and then I would like to grab both of his hands and just use him like a shield, so he has like his whole back open for Jiro to just shoot straight at me.
Excellent. Okay. Wonderful. All right. What kind of skill do you want to roll for this?
I'm using my bolster talent,
Oh, bolster talent.
so it gives him 2 momentum.
Magnificent. Okay, cool. Yeah. Using this guy kind of as a shield, bringing him in the way, grabbing onto him as much as you can, making him an available target. I'm gonna, as you are doing this, yeah, so you've got 2 momentum to spend on when you take your action. I believe that's how that bolster works.
Yeah.
Majiro. So, oops, excuse me. There. This guy is going to try to fight against you, do a little combat. So I'll need a combat roll from Nathan, as Harkonnen 1 is going to continue this tussle that you've started with them and try to get that blade through your shield. So for you, you're rolling 3 dice, don't forget, because you got the shield asset. And also don't forget your drive. What drive are you adding to it? Probably the same one. Maybe sense of duty.
Duty. Yeah, that seems pretty solid.
Mm-hmm. Especially with what you just did.
Okay.
So we're looking at 10 or lower.
So below 10, 2. I've got a 4, a 7, and a 19.
Excellent, okay. Basic plebs. Failure crit range is not expended, so you guys are good. It's only a 20, that's a super fail. But 2 successes. He does not get an extra dice because they are not lovely focused with Kinjons. They are only focused with rifles. Combat plus duty, 10 or lower. He got an 8 and a 17, only 1 success. You managed to fend off. The blade starts piercing through the shield, but you maneuver in another way, trying to get him again inside the line sight of Jiro, and in between you and Jiro, basically, keeping him engaged. Excellently done. Back to the players.
Seeing this from Nathan, Jiro is going to take the cue
Nice.
and fire his pistol yet again. What projectiles does he have options? Or is it
If you had a dart gun, we would be able to talk about that. But this is a
Okay.
molar pistol, so it's
Okay.
one kind of projectile.
okay? So we're
Good
gonna
question.
fire that pistol
If you
at the guy that's caught in between.
for your skill, you can also use my discipline, which is a 6, if you need it.
Ooh.
It allows that to change that for the 2 rolls that you use for mine.
My discipline is also a 6.
Okay, cool.
Good to know that.
So maybe I will use my discipline of 6 to observe this happening, and
Okay.
my sense of justice, which is that these Harkonnen are acting outside the realms of what is right, and likely disobeying because they feel that life is unfair, and I have no patience for those that complain that life is
Oh
unfair.
my gosh.
So, justice away.
Absolutely okay. With your sense of justice of 7 and discipline of 6, that's a 13 DC you're looking for. And I'll allow the observe because there were hand signals, there was communication, and there was planning behind this. And there's also a disadvantage on his defense. So I'm only going to roll 1 d20 because you've got him engaged and you're actively trying to keep him in the way. Nathan, you're causing this for him, like actively trying to keep him in the way inside that site.
That means we automatically succeed because I'm pretty sure that's
So
5.
Oh no! So he's
'Cause you
rolling
could-
disadvantage means he rolls only 1 d20 for his defense, which I rolled a 4.
Oh.
So it's 1. You're trying to
'Cause-
beat 1.
Yeah, because it's Jiro's asset plus the normal 2 dice plus the bolstering.
Yeah. So you're rolling 5. It's still possible to fail because he got 1 success. So you need at
Okay.
least
Roll
1
above
success.
all those numbers.
You could also maximize your momentum at this point, so you can, I don't know, use momentum, but
Add a
yeah,
die.
you can't anymore. You're at max. You can only have
Oh.
5 in your personal pool.
Okay. What would I use the momentum? to
I have
do?
no idea in this case, so
Uh,
I was just noting that. So we're go ahead and roll these 5d20.
I'm gonna give a sly wink right before I shoot the gun, as I know my powers of success are likely. So I have to tell you what?
Yes, so tell me all the individual dice rolls.
The numbers?
Yes, the numbers.
Okay. So I rolled a 5, a 1. I thought that was a 7.
Actually,
16, an 18, and a 6.
That is 6 successes because you've got your focus and play here.
Oh my.
All right, Ben.
Is this pistol just like
How do you want to do this? Describe to us how you
cranium
are.
to brain stem? Is that what's happening? Like
Alrighty.
through the top of the head, coming out the brain stem, somehow explodes his head with a pistol.
Doesn't hit
yeah,
Nathan.
No.
completely misses Nathan.
So in this case, actually, with this shot, you're very focused. You pop it off. That spring launches this little rod inside the smaller pistol. It slams into the back of the head, shoots right through it, smacks into the shield on Nathan, falls to the ground, and your shield has blood
Nice.
splatter just all over. Like you're covered in blood. You've been stemmed. This guy is so dead. And you're back up to 6 momentum.
You see my personal shield turn a little orange. He's like,
Alright, it's over to the Harkonnens. There's only one of them left, and he is going to take his action. Yeah, he's attacking. He's fighting Zephyr. I don't know if he can do this, but what's your defense?
I'm gonna need a little help with that.
So you're gonna roll battle and then your drive. You have assets in play. Your shield's on, and you've got your control out.
Okay.
So it's 4d20.
Yeah, it'd basically be the same as it was last time.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Let's see if you get as many successes.
We got a 2 and a 6.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is good. And then we got a 17 and an 18.
Okay. No critical failures. 2 successes. He might. Yeah, he's got a chance. He's got a chance. It's a natural 1 and a 3. 3 successes. He
Wow.
actually manages to
Dang.
do it. Bring it around, he bluffs it. He comes in with the blade, swings around with the fist, causing you to lurch into the blade, and actually manages. He only succeeded with 1, so he's only going to be giving you a nick. But let's see, what would make the most sense? I'm going to give you a deep gash around probably your calf. You'd probably have to go low for this. It's not going to hinder your movement, but it's going to need treatment. And if you overextend yourself, like if you fail a move roll, it's going to hinder your movement after that. It'll be causing additional damage. So your calf has a deep gash. You've got a wound. That's your consequence for him succeeding. You're not out, but you are wounded now. You're bleeding. That also damaged your still suit, so keep note of that as well. Very important to note that. But that's his turn. That's the Harkonnens. It's the players. There are no more of them, so we've moved to the next round. After
Nice.
the remaining players use their actions. Who's left? It's Alice and Zephyr, I think.
Can
Alright.
I?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna try to distract him for you.
Sure.
So movement is only the between zones, right?
Yes.
So, am I able to get up next to him and hit him in one turn?
Yeah?
Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna go up behind him and like try to, let's see. So they're facing off. He just stabbed there. I'm gonna come up behind him and try to kick his knees out from under him.
Ooh, excellent. Yeah, I would say that plays into your focus for combat as well, the unarmed. What's your drive?
Well, can I argue that it's still discipline because I'm still shot, so I still have to like focus and maintain that. You know, I'm not going down.
Definitely. Let me take a look, see at your character. Going into composure, maybe, as your focus? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then this will be
I'm gonna roll for his defense while you're thinking that.
cool.
It's a 2 and a 17. He's got 1 defense.
All right. Yeah, I'm still operating on faith to focus through all this.
Faith to focus through. Excellent.
So that's let's see, 15 again, 7 or under. Yeah. And I'll spend a momentum to get another die.
Excellent. And you're back down to 5.
Those
Only
would
get
never-
1 success. Or none. That would be funnier.
It would be funny. Where'd my other die go? I lost it.
It lives down there now.
It lives down there. Ooh. 4 that's 2 successes. 15 and 16.
Okay, well, 2 successes is all you needed. You got it.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, I was trying to just distract him.
Oh,
Okay.
well, oh, wait, no, hang on. If you're just trying to distract him, yeah, sure, fine.
Well, I mean, I was
succeeded.
kicking his knees out from under. Yeah.
You're great.
I was just trying to kick his knees
Excellent.
out so that opened him up for another blow.
He's wide open. He's got definitely disadvantage on his dice for any further defenses. He's prone on the ground, knees on the ground at this point now. And Sophia, you're the only one with an action.
At this
Looking up
point,
at you.
Zafir,
Waiting.
at this point, after being cut and seeing him fall, Zafir is going to go for just almost ceremonial across the guy's neck, going for the kill.
Excellent. Gonna roll his 1 dice.
And so that's going to be, of course, with justice, because it's almost vengeance, but it's the same ballpark.
Right. It's
Yep.
yeah,
and
similar.
and then, how many dice would I be rolling since this is an attack?
So you've got a Kinjal, so you'll be rolling 3 base on there.
Okay.
That asset. And he's
But-
rolling just 1
Oh
defense.
no!
He doesn't have a
Okay.
shield. So
I got a 4, an 8, and an 11.
oh yeah, how you just clean cut.
I'm just going down there, and I'm just.
Almost
He goes and like.
reaching down with ease at this looking up person. He's fierce, scowling at you, nearly drooling at the lips with the ferocity. Swift motion, very calm, with much grace and poise. The man's throat is opened and blood starts pouring around, and he continues staring and scowling at you, while bleeding and drowning on his own blood.
And Zafir stares at him right back.
So the body
Until he dies.
That is combat. Well done, everyone. Good job. We're going to go to break, as they have just finished this before we start nursing our wounds and licking ourselves a bit. So we'll be back in 15 minutes, everyone. Enjoy the little breaky boo. See you in a bit.
Hello there. As a guest of the Owlbear Inn, you obviously have taste. Now, as a person of taste, have you ever thought to yourself, I need to watch an artist who also has taste, with a sense of classiness and intelligence, heightened by sitting in a leather armchair before a fireplace with shelves of books behind? Neither have I. Anyways, I happen to have an art channel called Michael How Arts here on Twitch if you want to check it out. There's drawing, chatting, and sometimes gaming. If you enjoy fantastic characters and comics, or just having someone to hang out with while doing art, you should give Michael How Arts a look-see. That's twitch.tv/Michael How Arts. And if you visit, maybe, just maybe, you'll occasionally have that artist sitting in front of a fireplace to give you a +1 for the richness and culture of your Twitch experience. Though I wouldn't count on that. But please, do stop on by. Thanks for your time, and have a wonderful day.
I'm Michael Howe, and I approve this message. Oh, you don't believe me? Well, I did this, and 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 this.
Hello, everybody.
Fine
All
store.
campaign, all I wanted was to pass wisdom saving throws, and I never do.
Even with advantage?
I have advantage. I have plus. All my feats almost have all been going into that direction. No.
Oh, that's awesome.
Consent is always important. Agreed.
You're next.
Why am
totally
I
not dead.
so bad at this game? Jeez.
Might be genetics.
Attack first. Think never. Hey, folks.
You feel a definite pulse of magical energy as you shake his hand.
You just made a deal with the devil.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Roll a will save.
There's more up there? We have to... I fucking hate this level.
We could have been playing Valheim. Dog, dog, dog. Save me, save me. Where are you? Get in front of me. Get in front of me. Get in front of me.
I'm coming. I was marking the cave.
Dogs. How do I stand up? Ah! Get the dog. Help.
Hello, folks.
There. Apparently, I can't remember your name at all.
Who's Ingrid?
You.
You.
Me?
Irving.
Oh.
Yes, because I can't forget. Wow. Why am I having such a hard freaking time with names today?
You called me Murphy twice before
Yeah.
we even started.
Shut up, Melvin. I'm working here.
Alrighty, naked.
That's a good drawing, right?
Damn right, Zach, that's
Really
good.
good. Oh my gosh. Love it.
Thank you.
Wow.
With someone. Wait, you just said they had a book.
That being said, we will.
Yes.
And then you emphasized that there is a book.
Holy! Way to catch on to that like a minute and a half late. There's books, there's diaries, there's maps.
Wait, there's a book? We have not been consistent with this at all, have we?
No.
I'm not even gonna try and pronounce most of those. Wow.
Yeah, they had a sale on apostrophes that day.
Hello, everybody.
I don't know what's really going on. Hi!
We have you on speakerphone.
I was just gonna say, this is one hell of a collect call, man. I didn't know he knew infallible relay.
Does anyone know what the rates are? I don't have that much gold.
Did you know back in the old days, in the medieval times, they used to put lanterns, hang lanterns out on front of horses to help them navigate during nighttime?
Oh.
It was the first recorded instance of satellite navigation.
I enjoyed the live action The Avatar movie.
Oh, baby Baba Luba.
And burble as it came.
No!
Can I get a oh yeah?
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
If you're only to be addressed as you as your own person, what do I do if there's like a whole bunch of y'all?
You may use titles as, I would say, the trolls. You may use the consequences if
Okay.
you would like.
So
You
y'all
may-
is off the table.
Y'all is an abomination.
A whole bunch of y'all.
Too late.
That's when you guys look over and see what once was Jitters descend slowly onto the ground, trampling towards you as its head from top to about past the sternum splits like that into a toothy maw that is its whole body. Rawr. Hello and welcome to Hate, Laugh, Love.
Everybody knows if it's green and it's
You
slime,
went that
it's booger time.
The show where we talk about movies.
He starts hopping on the way, and when you look back, there's Handor and Grace. Grace looking just frowning perpetually, and Handor just smiling ever so gracefully. And Finestone, you see on their lips, Handor say, "You think they'll make it?" And Grace go, "Not a chance." diddy, how y'all doing? Hey, what's up? We're back. Hope you had a good break. Had a chance to relieve yourself of some ounces in preparation to gain some more. We left this wonderful lot off inside a cavern, having fled into it, running away from a sandworm that was attracted by my threat points. Oh, speaking of, I'm going to spend 2 more quickly.
Oof.
To run into a bunch of Harkonnens inside a cave. They got into combat, into a lovely little fight. And, yeah, they ended up surviving. A couple of wounds, which we're going to have to talk about and address in a second here. They're up to 6 momentum again. And I'm just going to make 2 of these disappear. So I do another thing.
We get to know what the threat level, or how many threat tokens you have is.
Nope. You only get to know how many you give me. You don't get to know how many I start with.
Seems fair.
Seems fair. Absolutely.
Look at this boy.
Totally is. Excellent.
Looks
Well,
just
there
like
we go.
the cat from Baldur's Gate 3. Wild shaped cat.
Wild shaped kitty. You were inside.
Zephyr and Alice who were injured?
Yes, Zephyr and Alice is injured. You were inside this little cavern. You can see that there is a place to go deeper in, possibly where the storage actually is. But right now, there are 3 dead Harkonnens around you, and 2 of you are bleeding. Zephyr is bleeding from his calf, still suit ripped and torn at that portion, and Alice has a clear-cut entry and exit wound from a bullet that went through the right side, kidney location.
Our inventories weren't super detailed beyond the basics. I feel like it would make sense for Zephyr to have some type of medical training being a soldier.
That makes sense, yeah.
How would that work, since we don't necessarily have a detailed inventory?
Essentially, you have to RP it out. You paint the picture, paint the scene. It's like when you're turning on a movie and you're starting it off in a chapter, or in one of the specific scenes, and you hit that play button. You want to start healing yourself? RP.
Nathan will immediately run over to who would make the most sense?
Alice.
Alice, probably, because the exert wound, dropping down his pack and like looking for some kind of like cloth or something, or medic supplies, and goes, the average human only has about 5 liters of blood. It's very important to conserve as much blood and liquid, as it were, for being in the sands. Here, this might help.
Thank you. Yep. As he's trying to work on her, she's just standing, very still. You could see there's a little bit of paleness, but she just looks down at him and is like, "Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate it. Don't worry, I'm not an average human, but your aid is appreciated."
Well, it would increase your the amount of blood that you contain in your body if you're pregnant. That's above average. Are you telling me that you're pregnant?
No. I could just control how quickly I lose the blood.
Oh, that's very beneficial in this specific instance, because you cannot have up to 10 liters when you're pregnant. Never mind. And starts grabbing it. Also, I was looking through my books. There doesn't seem to be anything about coloring worms. This is very interesting that you seem to have found something that I can't seem to remember.
Oh, that's so odd. Kind of just glance over at...
He's not going to let it go. He wants to know where the information came from.
Oh, but a spy can't reveal her sources.
Zephyr's gonna go over to Nathan and Alice and offer whatever services he can to help treat the wound. Yeah.
You are offering to help even though you yourself are injured.
It's a flesh wound.
'Tis a flesh wound.
'Tis but a
And a
scratch.
skill suit damage.
Sir, We are in the sands. We need to maintain moisture. Any amount of moisture that you have in your body is important that it maintains inside of you.
Triage, Nathan. Triage. Take care of Alice first. Her injury is worse. Then we'll take care of mine.
Just immediately goes back to tying.
And I'm able to like explicitly direct. It's like, oh no, it needs to be tighter there. You know, make sure press here.
Well, there.
And then while that's going on, it's like, well, it appears the suspicions of a Harkonnen presence on the planet still was correct.
Yeah, while they're taking care of all their medical needs and observing this, Jiro, what are you doing?
Jiro would be definitely near his cousin, trying to offer moral support. But yes, the presence of Harkonnen here definitely confirms, especially Harkonnen armed presence is alarming. So, we must tread carefully. Oh, sorry, my cat is being sassy.
Sassy.
But, so, I will say the Harkonnen, they appear to be armed. We must tread carefully if we are going to survive this. I suggest that we do not boldly press forward, but rather try and evaluate our situation slowly as we go along to try to avoid detection.
Of course. Do they have any sort of orders on them? And I can either ask that, or if we're done patching me up, I can go look.
Yeah, how does the healing work? Like, is it we just got to attend it and it heals immediately, or are we going to deal with that for the rest of the campaign?
Hey, you've RP'd and you've done wonderful stuff in that, so now it's all patched up. Consequences do last for a little while, though. So this, it'll last for a bit. You're going to have to heal from it. So it's going to stick on your rocket docket for a moment there. After a while, I'll just be like, consequence probably isn't worth mentioning anymore, and then we'll remove it.
I don't mind. It gives me a boost to combat because I'm focusing. I have to be disciplined to do anything then.
I wonder when you change your bandages, if there's like any amount of moisture, like to like tuck it inside of your suit, if that would provide some kind of moisture. But based on what was just said, Nathan puts away his glow globe, which for flavor he uses binary code to talk to his his little glow globe.
000100010001000.
Well, there's like a thing that you can do with your hands that like it amounts to certain numbers and values. So it's like code 3476, and that means like get in the bag.
Get in the bag. In that tone and everything. Well, okay. The injuries, yes, they have been bandaged, so they're not going to be too much of a problem anymore, but you will have to continuously kind of look at it, especially seeing as you're on the field. You don't want it to get septic now, do you? But you're in here. You've said something about searching bodies. That would definitely be a discipline roll. Who would like to head up this discipline skill?
I've got pretty good discipline.
What's your discipline?
6.
Also, don't forget to focus on the focuses as well, because focuses give you that increased crit range.
I've got a 7 and espionage, which I would say looking for orders, especially perhaps hidden orders on the body, would count as.
Well, it says advanced technology, comma, data analysis, so I feel like this would be obtaining data, which is in my understand focus.
I can see both of those. Absolutely.
So I have a 7 and
I'll take one body. He takes another one.
This is
and maybe even
it's a congruent asking for a skill. So one person's heading it up. You can absolutely aid by adding another d20 to it. However, with this, it's like group checks, but it's not a group check. It's everyone's searching and checking, but one person is rolling for it. Other people are adding the aids to it. So when I say who wants to spearhead this roll, that person is rolling for everyone.
Okay. Would you like to spearhead or?
Yeah, since I'm spy master.
Okay, you spy master.
That fits.
I think Nathan could definitely be aiding, which would add Nathan would roll a single d20 for a success or a whatnot.
Okay.
So,
Alice, for this, you're just searching. You're searching the bodies for something in particular. Basic searching is just going to be 1. You're looking for some special kind of informations, so it's going to increase it. Secretive, I'm going to make this a challenge rating of 3. So you're rolling discipline. What's your drive?
My drive is currently truth. What are the facts here? And what can I glean about what is down ahead of us?
Wonderful.
Or, the overall. So that's a 13. And 7 is critical. That is a 15 and a 2.
15 and a 2, so just 2 successes.
Yep. What did
Nathan
roll?
Oh yeah, what did Nathan roll?
I got an 8.
You got an 8, so that is another success. So that's 3. You got the successes you needed. Delightful.
Good job, Nathan.
On these grunts, you don't find any secretive type of hidden messages. There's no reports on them of any kind. There is something you find though. The rifles they're using. You know them. The Nagara rifles. These come straight from your manufacturing plants.
Ooh.
As I suspected. There is Nagara influence in the old Harkonnen ways. This is not a sense of righteous duty. This is a sense of greed. We must investigate.
My still suit is damaged. Is it possible to get materials from the body's still suits to repair mine?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. That's a good thought.
Good question. I was trying to think of how that didn't even think of scavenging.
I'm gonna say to properly do this would probably be an understand skill roll.
Okay. So that would just be a 1d20, right?
It's still 2d20. There's no disadvantages implied. It would be a challenge rating. You've only really been here for, I think, 6 months we agreed, or 8 months?
8 months.
8 months. You're a military man, well trained in it. I think a challenge rating of 1 is fitting.
Okay. Nice, I got a 2.
Excellent. So you definitely got that. And
Yep.
someone. No, you're all maxed out on momentum, so you're good. Never mind. I was going to say something, but ignore that.
Alright.
Excellent. You've scavenged the materials, and you can start repairing yours. That's going to take some time. It'll keep you occupied for a while. Very intricate devices.
I'll need a few minutes, everybody. I need to get this toaster repaired. You guys know what happens if we don't have it fixed, especially by sunup.
Of course.
Is anybody else's still suit damaged?
Alice's.
Yeah. Am I able to help Alice repair hers?
Yeah, I would include that inside the roll. You could definitely do that.
But it'll still be, we're focusing on it for a couple minutes.
Yeah, definitely focusing on it for a few minutes.
Okay. While that's happening, and I'm fine trying to make a check for it. How good are our rifles? Like, is it like we have okay rifles, but it's weird that they have them, or it's like, well, we know we have the best rifles, so of course they have our gear? Or is this like still like literally stamped with our name?
It sounds like
So
you're
they
trying to obtain information from me.
Okay.
You want to spend
We
a
might need-
momentum for an answer?
Yeah,
Oh,
and I
wait.
actually get 2 questions.
That means you get 2 questions.
Well,
Okay.
we might also get information by exploring this base. Because what if they found the weapons here and then they started using them?
True. At this point, I'm just trying to determine how odd this is. Right now, we're all like, "Oh, traitors!" Is like, well, maybe not.
Okay.
How odd?
And we can, of course, decide later.
Yeah, you gonna spend the momentum?
Yes, please.
Yes, come, taking the momentum. To answer that, very odd. First off, you were just fighting the Harkonnens for Aarakis a while back. You managed to succeed and win. Those might have been them just more backing off than anything. But them having your goods, no, they can't afford the tariffs the family's been putting on these kind of rifles. And they are the best of the trade. That's freebie knowledge. You already knew that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then... Ooh, heck, yeah.
To Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Don't spend momentum to find out information. I get it for free.
Do you?
I'm a mentat. Okay. That's my whole thing. I get a 1 on anything that is recalling data. But yeah, with that information, obviously, you would see that as it is my duty as part of the family, I'm reclaiming these and then just like putting them all into a pile.
Now, am I correct? Obtain information is slightly different from recall knowledge. Recall knowledge is anything that's like been said, whereas this can be like full on. Oh, what's the best thing in this room that would help us find an answer?
Yeah, so with obtain information, I can definitely give you a much more direct answer. Like, that was a very direct answer. If Nathan used their ability on that, I might have given them the information and not drawn the dots for you all and made the conclusion of, this is very odd. I would just say, you haven't sold weaponry to them for over a year, standard cycle. You've been at war with the Harkonnens for a long time. The last time you were fighting them was with hand-to-hand combat with shields inside Aarakis. That's what I would have told. So it would have been a variation, a differing answer.
Okay.
I like to
but
implement
also
this.
feel free to use me.
D&D as well. Yeah. Feel free to use me.
Okay, well, since I did already spend the momentum, is there anything we want another clear answer on? Because I actually get 2 questions.
Yep. He's got 1 more question.
Is there anything else we could think of that we might want to get a very direct GM answer on?
It's like Speak with Dead.
Right?
This is interesting.
Without needing to disguise self so that they can.
Yeah.
BG3 reference. Okay, so do they have like?
Feel free to table talk it. I won't consider the question asked until Michael directly asks.
Okay, yeah, because I'm thinking like very specifically for Nathan. It's all about finding intel to verify if this information is the truth. Like, I'm trying to seek the truth. So with you learning this information, I want to verify if Jiro's giving me the best information so I can do what is good and just. I'm taking a huge leap as a mentat to do this on a moral side of it, because I'm essentially betraying the family to find out if it's true. And so I'm trying to find out, is there any way that we could find out how affiliated, or maybe because there wouldn't be really any way we could find out how they got these weapons, right? I'm just trying to think what is the right question for that. Like, how do we find out who's giving it to them, or like shipping crates, or
I'm gonna right away. I don't know how he would answer it, but I am not going to ask a straight up, "Hey, how'd they get these?" Because I feel like that's way overusing the power. But like, what would be the best court? Where should we look next? Would probably be the question I would ask for that, which isn't the question yet. Still table talking. How about the other two? Boss, what you thinking?
I'm
Lord Cousin.
thinking that it could be a situation that we simply have been producing weapons around here for a while, and the Harkonnens have simply procured those weapons. Or there could be a military coup happening. We don't know.
Well, considering
But
that your mother is still in
my
power.
powers. Yes.
Considering that your mother is still in power, if this was an order specifically from her, this would just be an order, not necessarily a coup. But free weapons would be rare, considering our taxation and such.
You bring reason. I want to use my powers of observation to I don't know, maybe look at, is this a gun that was newly issued? Does this look used?
Good question.
That is a good question. Okay. Give me a discipline roll. What duty do you think is coming? Or what
Using my drive of
I feel like truth kind of makes sense for this.
Yeah,
Cause,
truth.
yeah.
We're trying to determine, have they had these for a while? I mean, I don't know. Well,
oh yeah,
we'll
I've
see.
got the general
Comes out of it.
details. Challenge rating for something like this would be around that 2. However, these are Nagara rifles. I'm going to consider that as a decrease in the challenge, seeing as you're very familiar with these weaponry. So it's just going to challenge rating of 1. You're going to roll 2 d20s. You are looking at a crit range of 6 or lower. Looking for 11 or lower total.
So I tell you the exact numbers.
Yes. Exact numbers for both dice.
A 6 and a 15.
6 and a 15. Well, the 6 is a crit, so that's 2 successes. Which means you beat it by 1, so that momentum point that was spent by Michael for this, or by Alice for this, is back. And you still have your second question. I have not forgotten about that.
Yeah.
We will get around to that. I have no problem delaying it and saving it for the same room area. We won't leave this room until it's asked, though.
So I feel like... Oh, go ahead.
To answer for the roll, real quick. There is something you can tell, like on the inside, taking this weapon apart a little bit and moving. You can see there's manufacturing bars, manufacturing dates to them, basically. You can tell by looking at specific parts of this weapon. They've been manufactured recently, within the past few months.
Okay. And just to maybe add some flavor text, it's not like I have always doubted my mother and my sister. It's been more of a recent development. And so maybe there's some coincidence that is starting to maybe show up more as less convenient and more evident. And so maybe a smidge. We'll say like 1%.
1%.
2%.
2%.
It's like, okay. New weapons. Are there like openings in this little cave thing that we're in? Or is it more of a like we walked into this area away from the sand, and now it's just this little.
So, you're in this room. There is a corridor that will lead deeper in, and there's the exit. But right now, you're just in the room where basically the sentry guards were.
Okay. And we've looted them beyond their still suits, right? We've taken
Anything
useful-
of use, of value.
Did they have any
You
more?
see, you
numbers?
see
at the
Nathan
bottom,
like
sorry.
finishing up the job of like taking all of the weapons and putting them into a nice, neat little pile, organized by size and everything.
Are they
And
all
he, like-
facing the same way and like OCD like lined up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
whole thing. If you look really closely, you notice that the barcode is by date as well.
Maybe
Very
for one of them.
organized. I like
How is water distributed through the still suit, like in a pouch, or is it like a vein system?
Vein system.
Okay, so there's no.
You mean like
central,
how do we intake it?
Like
or...
stomach or bladder that
No,
you can
there's no-
puncture and just like.
No central stomach or bladder. It's a whole vein system. So that's why getting a single cut on anyone in the still suit, if one of the veins is cut, it's like a blood vein is being cut. But they don't have any natural coagulants, so all your moisture is just gonna flow out.
Yeah.
And every.
But that also
ounce of
means they
water is
can't
important.
just stab you in the one spot and you lose it all instantly.
Yeah.
So it's a
Yeah.
trade-off.
Okay.
Going back to something you said, and this can be my second question if it needs to be, or is something? I feel like this is something we would just know being there. So you mentioned yeah, exactly. You mentioned hand-to-hand fighting with Harkonnens in Aarakis. Does that mean this was a more hostile takeover than a direct Emperor order change?
No, this
That
was
peaceful-
direct
peaceable?
Emperor order change. There was a director of the change, or a whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Amicable. They were normal kinds. It kind of like what would have happened if the Atreides took in. Harkonnens left, attempted to come back, do a coup, helped by the Sardaukar.
Oh, but we survived that.
But you survived it. Couldn't prove any of it
Ooh.
though. And
Okay.
now it's kind of been a little quiet, so to speak. Quiet, sure, quiet. But Jiro has been noticing some peculiar things, which has led you to here. And now you're finding some evidence to it. So yeah, that's stuff you would have known.
Okay, cool. Is there anywhere else in this room I should look for something that we missed?
I'll take that as your second question. No.
That's my second question. Yeah. No.
The way you asked.
There is nothing else inside this room that you've missed. You've not missed anything.
And are there any
Very
doors?
thorough.
There's a
that
pathway leading
go-
deeper in.
Okay, that's right. Yeah. Well, if we're able, let's continue down the path and see what else we can find. Maybe grab one of the rifles as evidence that we can bring back with us, or even use later. If there's more of them, we know how good these rifles are, and those will be helpful if we have to go against anybody else.
If
So
we're
there's
planning
a
to
few
use
we'll
them as
grab.
evidence, we should try to not fire them unless absolutely necessary.
Yes,
You used the evidence.
but there are 3.
It's fine. I mean, there still are guns, right? What is this proof? I don't know.
So Zafir will grab one of the weapons. Is he able to carry that along with the other 2 swords that he's got on him?
You can have the sword sheathed. You won't be able to have 2 weapons out at the same time, though.
Okay, yeah, I'll sheath one of the swords and then I'll just hand carry one of the rifles with me.
Cool, cool.
And then, unless you guys need anything else, I'll start walking down the path.
Okay. You're at the front of everyone, so I'm gonna say, why don't you give me a discipline roll? Real quick.
Alright.
As you're at the front leading the party, if anyone would like to aid, you can.
I have focus on that of command. And so I am taking command and authority by initiating the party there.
Excellent. Absolutely.
So my skill with that is 6. I'm doing that with my drive of duty, pledging to the house again. And I rolled on 11.
You're rolling 2d20s, remember.
Yes, you are right. So let
And
me
you
roll
said one
one
of us
more.
can aid. May I?
Yeah, you can all aid if you like. No, it's
Go
not
ahead.
just one. It's everyone. Everyone can aid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so everyone, if you would like to aid, you can add. You can continue rolling.
Oh.
You can add a d20 of your own. What was the other one?
What were
Sophia?
the aid rolls?
What was the DC?
You're looking.
3, Alex.
So for this, this is a hidden aspect. So this is a challenge rating of 3.
Okay. Jiro got
Nowhere
1.
even near.
You got 1. So you got.
Yeah.
That's 2 successes.
And I got a 3, so that's.
You got a 3. That's 3. I'm gonna spend 2 threat points and make you re-roll.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend 2 threat points and make you re-roll, Jiro.
Oh no.
Wait, Nathan, what'd you get?
May the power of House Nagara be with me.
May it not.
Sorta? 8?
8? Ah, bummer. It's still a success.
Yes.
But that. It's not a crit anymore.
It's not a crit anymore, but that's still enough. Enough successes. Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Nice.
All right. Fine. Zafir.
Oh boy.
Just in front of you, there is a wire trap. Old kind of thing, but this is more of a fine kind of wire. It's kind of like
Hold
razor
up, we
wire.
got a trap. We got a trap up here. Okay. I read that wrong. Okay. I'm gonna investigate the trap and see if I can't figure out how to diffuse the right word. Disarm.
Disarm.
How to disarm. How to disarm the trap.
Okay, yeah. With a quick look, you know cutting it's not the way to go. Going over, yeah, it could work, but... You need to find the mechanism inside where the wire is going and jerry-rig it so it doesn't trigger.
Is the mechanism immediately there on the ground, or is this wire system like going up and around through the walls?
Up and around through the walls. You can see a clear area where you might be able to achieve this feat, where the wire's entering into the wall. But these kind of ones can also be triggered by other people.
Ah.
To disarm it is going to be an understand. Or discipline. I could see discipline. In fact, actually, a skill roll of an argument I could even take. But it will be a skill roll, and the challenge rating is going to be 3.
Would this be considered as advanced technology?
It would, yeah.
If you would like, I'm proficient in all things technological.
You read my mind, Nathan. I was just about to come and ask you.
Absolutely. Pulls out like a bunch of like really complex looking tools.
Look at these things.
One of which being. Okay, so 2? It's 2, right?
2, yep.
Yeah.
2, and what drive are you adding to it?
Drive. I think that this is directly towards nothing getting in the way of me understanding. So my truth.
Mm.
Because like finding out about those weapons, I was like, like we need to find out why they have these. Like I've never been more focused. Okay.
I can definitely see
not
that.
great. Not great. So I have a 17 and an 11.
Ooh. Okay. 17 and an 11.
Can I say?
But my
that I'll
understand is a 7. That puts me at 15.
Yeah, so that's one success.
So
But I
can
needed 2.
You needed 3.
Can I buy a trait for him, or for me, and say that with me also being a spy master, looking around, I noticed like one little part of the wire that's like almost like a decoy. There's like a decoy part of the trap. It's like, oh, you found my trap. Oh darn. Oh, you cut the wrong one. Not cut, but it's like, you know what? Look at that one.
Yes. Absolutely. So for 2 momentum points, Alice comes up behind and stops just before you trigger something. You can re-roll whatever dice you'd like for the creation of this trait. You can keep the one that has a success on it. You do need 3 for this. It is a more difficult.
So I need a critical.
You do. Your crit range for this, it's 15 or less, and your crit range is 7 or less.
7 or less.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 die.
You can re-roll them both if you'd like as well.
2 dice.
Oh.
I'm okay with that. That's a 6 and a 2.
That's 4 successes. So.
Thank you, Michael. Say 3.
Whoo boy, that is 1 over as well. So one of those momentum comes back. You're back up to 5 with that little advice from Alice and that pointing out of that decoy. Well done. You pop it in. Stepping over. Oh, look at those. Oh, I love that dice. That closest to the colorful one. That's so cool.
Which one?
The super colorful one.
My little colorful dice.
They're great.
My wife became a dice goblin as soon as she found out about D&D.
Good.
And now I
Good.
have all the ones that she didn't want.
Nice. Hey, that's not a bad deal.
That's a good
Right?
deal. I like it. Ooh.
Tricky thing is, my wife will like all of hers, even if she doesn't like them. They're part of her collection. So. Ooh, man, that is nice. That's a really nice one.
I love the round ones. They're great.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think
It's heavy
muted.
too. Nice.
We cannot hear you. I've got hollow ones of those. Oh no. The mic has decided to go no. I don't want to capture voices today. I am going to not work anymore.
Is it the render? Uh-oh.
Oh, there. You're coming
There
back.
we go.
Yep.
Nice.
I don't think it's the render because the render just finished. I think my mic just sucks.
Just a mic situation. Well, disarming that trap and stepping over it. When you step over it to the other side, you do hear a but nothing else.
All of us hear that?
You all hear it.
Nobody move?
Yeah, right.
We don't see anything in front of us or behind us.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Did it sound like it came like we stepped on a pressure plate, or that someone tried to trigger the fit? Because you said it was a.
It sounds like someone tried to trigger it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're watching us.
Okay.
Could I
Would-
look
Go
up
ahead.
at some Scraggle and try to observe? Is that
Try
a
to do an observe. Yeah, sure. Give me
skill
Scraggle?
discipline?
KS
Maybe
Scraggle.
maybe someone's hiding. I'm not sure.
Sure, give me a discipline roll. What's the drive you want to be adding to this?
Let's see. Faith? I'm certain I will find something.
Your overconfidence in yourself. You've been playing on it this whole time. I'll allow it, sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to find a way to use that.
Faith in one's ego.
Yeah.
Exact numbers, right?
Exact numbers, yep.
7 and 5.
7 and 5. That definitely is gonna find something. There's nothing around except for a tiny little dot that seems to buzz further into. You succeed enough to notice it looked like a hunter seeker, but without any of the equipment stuff to do any of the assassination, just a watcher. It's a bug. But it's just zipped away. Having noticed you notice it.
And I don't
None
notice
of
that it was the one that made the noise, or...
No, it was the trap that made the noise. Someone tried to trigger it. You'd be able to deduce that whoever tried to trigger it is watching you through this device. It's retreating now.
None of us are quick enough to grab it in the air.
It's a little farther away for you. You can try to give chase.
Now that the trap is disarmed, I'm gonna give chase.
Sophia's running. Chasing
Nathan
after it.
still hasn't moved since the words "don't move," just like perfectly still. I was like, oh, I guess we're moving again.
Yep. Follow with trying to keep an eye out for anything else that we might run into if we're chasing something.
While running down the halls, the smell of spice melange is getting stronger in your nostrils. Zephyr, you zoom past a room to your left as you open up into a storage room where indeed there is a hidden cache of spice in here. The rest of you, same applies. There is immediately on the left hand, just before you enter into this area, an office space. The tiny little hunter-seeker, you lose it in chasing after. Very,
See
very
if it
tiny.
goes in... We don't see if it goes into the storage room or the office space.
I'm good at, well... That was technically 4 successes. Into this office room.
Okay. Zephyr's gonna keep following the hunter-seeker as far as he's been able to see it. As he walks into the office space, he's going to drop the gun by the door and pull out his sword so that he's armed. And then start going through the office space and clearing it.
Excellent. Okay, doing a clearing sweep. Give me a discipline roll. And what drive are you adding onto this? Remember, it's 2 dice. And always let us know what the drive is so we know the DC you're looking for.
The drive is still going to be duty, dedication to the house, getting stuff done. Everybody's favorite word tonight.
Feeling
and
I'll follow duty.
And honestly, the skills don't matter. I rolled horrible.
Well, also, don't forget, before you tell me any of the results, you can purchase dice with momentum. You can also purchase dice by giving me threat points. 2 options.
I don't know if that will help in this situation.
Well, it gives you
It'll
the
always
chance for
help.
getting more successes.
I'll go ahead and I'll spend a momentum point to buy a dice.
To buy a dice.
So does that mean I just roll an additional dice, or do I re-roll one of the ones that I have rolled?
You roll an additional dice, so you should be rolling
Okay.
3 dice.
Okay, so I'll leave the other 2
Yep.
and then add a third. Okay.
Yep.
That one did better. Okay, that one did better. And then which ones do you want me to tell you? All 3?
All 3. Yep.
Okay. We got 2 for that one.
Oh,
for the
good.
reroll. Yep. And then we got 16.
Ooh.
Yep. And then we got nat 20.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That gives me a complication to give you.
Ouch.
It's an office space that has been thoroughly destroyed. Paperwork's been ripped up. Part of it looks like it's been tried to be lit on fire. You don't see anyone inside the room, and you're not sure you can get much from this office for information. The complication...
Is it just...
It's wrecked inside. The complication is any kind of information seeking you will try to do inside this room is going to be increased by at least 1 challenge rating.
Okay. Is this the only office space room, or are there other rooms adjoining it?
Doing additional searching, this is going to be the only office space room. This really is just a hidden cache location. Big storage room for the spice, office thing to organize details, front room for security.
Can we tell if... Oh boy. Can we tell if the burning... the documents that were attempted to be burned were attempted to be burned recently? Like, are they fresh burns?
For the role you did, I'm going to say you can't.
Okay.
How complicated would it be for us to catch up with him? Because he like did some turns and stuff, right?
Yeah, he booked it. I would say at this point you're definitely caught up. Like he's done a quick thorough search around quick search around this office space area. So the rest of you will be arriving and witnessing this wrecked office as well.
I filled on the little that I notice.
Based on the environment, like the carving of the room in this, does it look like this would match something from like the kind of tunnels that we have for our technology, what we've created for technological spaces, like the silos and things like that? Or is this more kind of like haphazard created?
That sounds like a wonderful obtain information question, of which you have a free capability for. Let me give you the free capability, and then you can assess from there.
So this is my my mentat discipline. My recall of information allows me to get a 1 for free.
1 for free, yes. For that question, what you would know is there are specific signs to it. You would be studied into it. As a mentat, reading it once is enough. Like, you have that information now, forever. All existence, until you die. Yes, this is definitely made. You can tell by the grooves. It's very obvious, very easy. This area was carved out from all of your knowledge that you have. Very direct answer I can give you for that.
Okay. So I turn to Jiro and like not trying to be like super secretive, but like just like this seems like our kind of space, just doing in hand signals. Like this seems like technologically made. This was intent. But not of my knowledge. I don't know of this. And then I start speaking and I go, why would they keep this building from us? if this is for the family, wouldn't it be common knowledge?
Did we? Is the question and understanding that this was? Were you trying to find out if this was made by us or just made by humans?
Well, not to be offensive to the natives to this land, they don't tend to structurally design places. This is very intent, which we tend to be more in intention in our carving and design.
But so
And-
are the Harkonnens. They may have built it before they left.
And then I gestured to the weapon that Zephyr is currently holding. We have current signs of influence in this specific situation. I would feel it beneficial to the family that everyone knows of this place, unless it was intended to be kept secret for some reason. And I fully intend on finding out that reason. Do I notice the papers?
Oh yeah, torn up and scattered everywhere.
I would, if there's like a table, I would like to jigsaw like as much as I possibly can.
Starting to jigsaw. I'll ask for a roll in a moment, but it sounds like Jiro might have something to say.
I feel we definitely must be sure of what we bring back before we accuse.
Of course. Simply questioning.
Yes. But I'm with you. I'm with you.
Let's...
As
go for it.
As Nathan is puzzling, I'm going to step out. This office was before the main storage room with the spice.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to step out into the hallway and at least begin poking my head and looking around. I don't step in yet, but it's definitely we shouldn't all be in this one office space. I'm going to now see what's coming next.
Okay, giving an examination.
Don't do that.
What?
Giving an examination to the inside of the storage
groan
space.
specifically.
What?
Who is going to be where? So Alice is going to be in the storage area, investigating that area, and Nathan is inside this office, investigating it. Zephyr
is still in the office.
Still in the office? Perfect. Jiro, where are you going to be?
I feel like Jiro would be with Zephyr. He is very dependable.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'll probably be in the office as well.
Excellent. Let's do the office first. So, Nathan, you're spearheading this effort. What kind of skill would you like to roll for gathering some information on here, and what information are you looking for?
I am gonna use my understand, and I am looking for the truth. I feel like this is direct information that is being kept from me and from the family, and I'm specifically here to give Jiro the best guidance that I can give, and I can only give that if I'm finding the truth.
Excellent. I can definitely see that. And this is also probably data analysis, so I can see your focus coming into play for the understanding for that crit range. Would you like to try to make an argument for your asset to come into play as well? Your notebook with a bunch of information and such in it.
Well, I definitely would reference that for anything that, like, to cross reference my knowledge.
Mm.
So if I start to see, like, say for instance, like a bit of information is starting to come across, I'm like, oh, this word's really important, and then I look in my book and I'm like, oh, I have that. Okay, cool. What information do I know about that, so that I'm like have all the information fresh in my mind to kind of like try to figure out where the sentence is going.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Yeah, absolutely. So that'll buy you another dice. I'm going to tell you the crit range,
Okay.
the range that you're looking for successes. This is a difficult roll, so we're starting at a success of 3. Because of the complication, it's being bumped up to 4.
The complication.
The complication from Zephyr. That crit,
Oh.
that failure caused a complication, and that's the complication I added. Any information you try to gather from this room will be increased by 1 range. So you do still have 4 momentums to buy extra dice, and don't forget you can always give me some threat points and buy extra dice too.
Okay.
And just to remember too, the first dice costs 1 momentum, and then the second dice that we might buy costs 2.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2 dice together would be 3. Would cost 3 momentum.
Okay.
Yep. And also to remind you and Zephyr, the 2 of you can be aiding in this and rolling your own d20 for a possible success.
Yes, I
Keep
will
in
be
mind,
helping with that.
with this, I had to refresh my memory on this. The threat range for you guys is only natural 1. And
Okay.
so you don't benefit from the focus from the other player. You can
Okay.
always roll. You're rolling the same DC as them. So I think yours is a 15. You're looking for a 15 or lower for this roll, but you don't get a crit from a 7 or lower. Only Nathan benefits from that.
You said 15 or lower?
15 or lower, because you've got Fate, your Truth, which is 8, and your Understanding, which is 7. Those 2 added together is 15 or lower. And you're looking at a threat range of, or a crit range of 7 or lower.
I think we just made it, because I just saw, yep, there you go. I have an 8 and a 15, and we just got a 5 over there. Here's the
That's only
other...
3 successes.
And this is 11.
4. That's 5, because, Nathan got 1 as a crit. And that's a 3, so
Holy
6. 6 successes.
Wow. Wow.
That is 2 over. So those momentums that you don't have, they get refreshed. Wow, the momentum really does refresh easily. Wow.
Nice.
Noise.
It
Noise.
felt like the opposite as we were learning about the system.
did.
Like, no, once they're gone, it's hard to get them back.
Oh yeah. No, that was one of the videos I sent to watch. The guy even specified it's gonna feel like you're gonna lose your momentum a lot. Use them; they refresh so easily.
I guess that's like it's kind of odd. It's like actual momentum.
Yeah, you're using the momentum, building it up. I really like how it's running so far. You piece this stuff together. Remind me what exactly you're looking for the truth. Any particular information, any answers you're looking for in particular here?
Is there any words on this that might give away the sender, the recipient, or the subject that's specifically important to the family? Because I'm trying to find out the truth about the family's involvement in
Right.
this. So it would be like any specific name or objective. Like if it says kill and then a name's missing, I'm like, okay, so this is a murder request
Mhm.
from or to, or like, because this is obviously something that somebody didn't want us to have. And we already have instances that the family's involved with new weapons. So it's like, is this information as to where the spice is supposed to go? Is this a selling instruction? Is this like a weapons cache information? Like anything that might give directive. Like I want to know directive, sender,
Right.
and recipient is kind of what I'm going for.
Excellent. Okay. So, right. So I'm going to write that down real quick in front of me. Directive, sender, and recipient being the specific focuses. Recipient. I don't know how to spell that, but that's okay. Only I'm looking at this stuff. For the directive, it becomes very clear very quickly into looking into these paperworks that the directive here is in good faith. It's in good faith. There's cooperation going on here. Someone in House Nagara is working with the Harkonnens on something in this. For sender, you see a lot of documents containing some initials. There's no direct names. No, never a direct name, unfortunately. Out of luck on that. However, you do get the initials VS repeatedly on many of them, and it's clear that that is the person who is sending the communications. It's even clear that that was the person who was stationing themselves here to do some kind of like a forward command post of some sort. For the recipient, it's always referenced as the noble or the highborn. But something you would notice with your keen analysis, it's only ever referenced as one. And there's constant referencing of taking care of two problems. Never specifies what the problems are, but the recipient, it's only one recipient.
One recipient taking care of two problems. So the recipient is the highborn. They're the one that is supposed to take care of two problems.
Taking care of two problems and working with the Harkonnens.
Okay. So you see me like putting this pieces of paper together and being like, this paper is part of this paper because of wear and tear. Okay, cool. And then when everything is kind of like laid out as best as possible, and I'm like, as soon as that's done, you see me like keep my bag open but peek out so the little light is shining, and I start writing in my notes specifically who is the highborn, what are the two problems that need to be taken care of, and why are the Harkonnens specifically working in good faith with VS?
Nathan,
yes?
From your memory of everybody in House Nagara overall, how many people have those initials?
That is a great question. V is pretty rare as a use just in general, but, and then going into my mind palace, GM.
None.
No family member has.
No family member has VS initials. And also to clarify, I think you're thinking the VS is Nagara, the VS is Harkonnen. That's the person that the Nagara is working with in the Harkonnen family.
Go ahead.
For clarification, it seems that the recipient is VS. I'm assuming that if anybody in House Nagara was used in this situation, they might be referred to as the highborn. That is too presumptuous of myself, but any involvement would be the highborn specifically. But that is neither here nor there.
My new question is this involvement of House Nagara voluntary?
This is all substantial. It's very vague in inference that House Nagara is even involved. Nothing specifically names them as in any way associated with this. But there is an inference of taking care of two problems. I might remind you that you and your mother might be considered problems.
Or my sister and my mother?
That would infer that you are the one that is the highborn.
Oh, yeah, no, not me.
I think you just
I am the
implicated
youngling.
yourself, sir.
I'm the youngling.
Speaking of implications, let's leave you all inside that room for a while and hop over to Alice. Hey, how you doing inside the storage room?
Good. Again, I haven't moved far in. It's just like barely there.
Barely there?
I'm not gonna just go scraping in. Although, can I say that I have my pistol in one hand?
Absolutely. You have your pistol in one hand. Your command of the English language is truly astounding.
May my character have the pistol in one hand?
All right, what do you want to do inside this room?
All right, so I'm just currently looking around, getting the lay of the land, and trying to clock any threats that may happen if we move further in.
Okay, cool. What kind of skill roll would you like to do for this?
So, I wish I could use my espionage, but that is under discipline, which is more focused to stamina and willpower, it says. So that seems a little iffy. So I would put this as an understand with the drive of truth, trying to determine the truth of the scenario before me.
Yeah, I can see that. That's for sure. So a 5 plus a 6, so you're looking at 11 or lower.
Correct. Yes.
With 2d20.
2d20 in my hand. 2d20 rolling.
Ooh. 8 and 17.
So one success. With one success, looking around, you do have to go a little deeper in to be able to get your head around some of these stacks, as they do stack taller. I mean, they're kind of big silos. Big old boars, but looking through you're not seeing anyone, anything, any sign. You are confident that this place is empty now. With one success, you will know that it is empty.
Now, so I know that it's empty. It's not a.
It's not me trying to play tricks on you. No, it's empty.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what your success got you. Fair question.
The words "it appears."
It appears. It appears to be empty. No, in this system, I can straight up look at you and say it's empty when it's not. I can avoid the language of "it appears to be." You fail a roll, I can just straight up lie to you about the situation.
Okay.
Like it's within the system. So yeah, if you succeed, I will give you truly truthful on answers and statements. Okay. The thing with lying around things, it'll be a direct statement or it'll be me trying to be as vague as possible.
All right. Cool. So with that, I'll begin seeing how full the silos are, what kind of labels are on them, looking for any more paperwork.
Very flammable. Hazardous.
Do not inhale too much.
Prescience possible if you hail too much.
Side effects may
Problematic.
include blue eyes.
Well, you don't find any more paperwork. There's not really any labels on it, but there is a ting as you trigger a trap wire that you missed. Inside the office, there starts a It's a timer, and it's ticking, and it's getting faster.
Everybody out.
Yeah.
Is spice flammable?
Extremely. It's like going into ground wheat and asking, will this catch on fire?
But that's the room that Alice is in by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Herself.
She's in there by
Herself.
herself.
Yeah.
Oh no, but the office is ticking. She can't actually hear that. She just knows she triggered a trap wire.
So we hear ticking.
Mm-hmm.
I go, we need this paper. This is okay, and then just starts like running, even though like everything in his being is telling him like that paper is super important.
Well,
Hmm?
I'm gonna make you an offer, Nathan. If you give me 2 threat points, I'll give you some paperwork for future analysis.
Do it. Yeah, do it. Go ahead. Okay.
Okay.
Like evidence and truth and having something that is tangible is like super important to Nathan. So he like risks everything and like making sure to collect every individual paper that he can get his hands on.
You do. You find a little sack even off to the side, and you start shoving some of these papers inside there. Bits that you know go together, but you didn't have the time to piece together.
I'm sorry.
Stuff it filled with stuff. Alice, what's your reaction to triggering this trapwire? I know they're starting to scramble and run away, but last time you guys froze and didn't move.
Yep. Well, first, I'm going to spend a momentum.
Ooh.
To obtain some information.
Okay. Excellent. I'm going to take one of these momentums from you. What's your question?
How much time do we have?
Ooh. Hoo, hoo.
Well done.
Okay, so with your training and everything, something you would typically know, they probably want this to be done fairly quickly and not to give you much time, so you'd be lucky if you've got 15 seconds.
Okay. Is there any other exit?
With the judging off the previous observation check that you did with only 1 success, you can't see any.
That's another obtain information because I get 2 of those for 1 momentum.
Yes, that's what I just said. I just answered you truthfully. You cannot see any.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. I thought I'm allowed to basically ask something that's outside my...
Outside your knowledge, you cannot see any. But also outside your knowledge, I spent threat points earlier on when we got back from break to make a certain thing happen. That certain thing has play inside this situation. You cannot see any other exits out.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Cool. We froze before and I don't hear ticking.
Zafir would have meant to, as he was running outside the office, yell over to Alice, "We need to go," and just to indicate that there was a problem that merited her running.
I'd say that's
you
good
did
enough.
say it.
Yeah, you did say we gotta go, but
Yeah.
I
Zafir
didn't clarify that was loud enough for everybody to hear.
well, as Jiro and Nathan, because Zafir's, I would imagine your sense of duty is making sure you're the last one out, even.
Yeah.
Like safeguarding them, shouting over Alice, freezing at first. You hear Zafir shout, "Time to go!"
Okay,
It's time
I'm
to
now
go.
booking it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Booking it out. All right. Oh, I'm gonna say, Alice, you cannot spearhead this skill check because you were inside the warehouse and you're gonna be the last one out. But I'm gonna need a move skill check, spearheaded by someone. And the challenge,
I'll do it.
challenge on this is going to be a 15 seconds. I made it pretty hard, didn't I? It's going to be a 4. You need 4 successes to not have any consequences from this.
Okay.
We can consider everyone else as helping, so you all can add a d20 to your rolls.
Okay.
So this is once again the drive for this is his sense of duty.
Duty.
Trying to take care of everybody else. And this will be with the move skill because I still have the grace in there. So there's that for focuses as well.
I'm gonna say probably no on the grace because of
Okay.
your injury on your calf.
Fair. Okay. All right. So I just won't have that as a focus then.
Yeah.
Are we doing the
what
one dice thing for assist?
Yes. Yeah. This is definitely a group-based thing, so you all can have that one dice. You are looking at you're needing 4 successes in this.
And what are the what's the
move is 6
DC
and duty is 6, so 12.
Would you consider this a battle since we're running through traps? Running for our lives.
I can consider like a sense of adrenaline pumping through Zephyr, and that kind of affecting and triggering a sense of urgency of battle. You know what? I'll make you a deal, Zephyr.
Oh boy.
For 1 threat point, I'll absolutely let you consider it battle.
Nope, I'll stick with move.
Sticking with move? Okay.
I'm sticking with move. So, all right. And you said this is 4, right?
This is going to be 4. You're rolling 2 dice. Don't forget you can purchase more dice with momentum. And you have 5
How many
momentum.
momentum do we have left? 5?
Yes, we have 5,
Okay.
yeah.
I am going to purchase 2 more dice, so that'll be with 3 momentum.
3 momentum. Excellent.
All right.
0 rolled an 8.
An 8, that is a success. So you got 1.
Yes!
Looks
I
like we got
2
1 more.
ones.
2 ones.
I got 2 ones. I got 2 ones, a 10, and a 12.
That's a lot of successes.
If I turn it, they'll all roll, but they're all in there.
That's amazing. Nathan and Alice, what you guys get?
I got a 6.
I got a 13.
Oh, well, 8 successes is definitely enough.
8 successes.
With 8, you even managed to get the rifles with time. I mean, 15 seconds, you guys were booking it. You pick up these rifles, you get up that slope and jump out just as an explosion erupts and jet of fire comes fluming out. With 8 successes as well, your momentum's going to be completely filled up again. You were 4 down, but you beat it by 4. Amazing.
That is great.
Oh, that is spectacular. Okay. There was a worm around here recently. No, I'm gonna say the environment is hostile, yes, but its attention is elsewhere. I'm gonna pocket that threat point for the threat range of it not being there. In other words, you're not gonna get attacked by it. I'm taking something for the future instead. Coming around to getting back to your Omnithopter. With me pocketing the threat points, you're gonna get back there easy too. Avoiding a potentially getting eaten by a worm.
On our way out, can I grab the rest of the rifles?
Oh yeah.
there?
You got those on the way
Grab
out
the rest
because
of
you
that.
guys blew that challenge out of the water. Flabbergasted. I even made it 4. That's supposed to be difficult, y'all.
Beyond a daring escape.
So, I just had a thought. How would we? Oh no! Wait a second. You said the Harkonnens were dressed up like Harkonnens, but they had Nagara weapons,
Yes.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nagara rifles, particularly.
Okay. Never mind then.
Which is what your house is known for the manufacturing. Is for its weaponry.
One might assume that it's somehow related to this union.
So we know what we're taking back to the palace. We're telling them we found 3 Harkonnens officially on the planet. Their bodies are probably still there. What's left of them. And we have the weapons that we found as well.
I think the information is lacking substance currently.
How do we prove that we didn't just grab those weapons?
Agreed.
Nathan, will you be able to continue studying those papers that you grabbed as we ran out? See if we
Absolutely.
can't get anything of substance there.
I apologize for my recklessness, but I found that they were most important that we kept some evidence.
I trust your judgment.
Flying back. You end up getting to the palace with a few hours to spare before the evening festivities that have been planned by your mother and sister, primarily aiming that narrative towards you, Jiro.
Yes.
Because as you're coming out of the Omnithopter, striding across the landing plateau with her own personal guard behind her is your sister, Shizu Nagara. Little brother, where did you run off to? That's actually where we're going to close for the night.
Oh, crap.
That seems like a good place to close.
Okay, I need to make a note for
what
myself
position?
on a talent that is about to be used. Because I need to immediately do something.
Yeah, we're going to finish with you all coming back to the palace after finding that hidden cache. To get ready for the evening festivities, a party full of nobles and dignitaries, Chrome officials, guild envoys, Bene Gesserit, Reverend Mother.
Ooh.
So many delicious things happening next week.
This is a big party.
It's a big party. It is a big old party.
Tune in next time on Dragon Ball Z.
What? Well, hey, thank you all for joining on this first session here. How do you all like the system so far?
I
I really like it.
It's a quick back and forth in combat too.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
like
one
that.
of the-
I like that it's consistent. Like the pacing is consistent. There's not lulls of we're waiting for someone to make a decision. It's nope, this now the next person, now the next person. Yeah, I like that.
Quick, simple, and easy. I like it too. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
momentum
but
is cool.
halfway through the first battle, I think everyone started to click like, oh, okay, we can use our assets as extra dice. Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
I also appreciate the story where it's going so far. I like the intrigue.
Oh,
it's
cool.
like
Yeah,
okay,
because
we
we're
had this
not
idea.
sure.
Yeah,
I like it.
we have suspicions and hints and clues, even clues to follow. But
Nothing solid yet.
Yep.
That's the best part.
Excellent.
We have a few suspects.
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to be a spy.
Wonderful
I've always
stuff.
wanted to be a master of disguise.
I'm going to be a master of disguise. Well, thank you all again for joining us, and thank you, audience, for joining us. We are going to raid someone before I give out my ending outros. Who do we want to raid today? Who's going?
Eurozone.
They got a good 51. They're doing fine.
They do. I was even just read. Yeah, that's even only close to the one.
A new one
of my
slices
people
and
that are on.
dices.
What?
Oh wait, hang on. The Harvey Barrel show's going. You all want to do something completely different from a TTRPG, but someone who's super wild and fun?
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, this guy's a hoot and a half, y'all. They wear the costume the whole time. Like they're in. I don't know how they survive wearing all this stuff, but it's great. Let's go say hi to the Harvey Barrel show. They're doing some Sons of the Forest. It's a horror game.
Oh.
But thank you
That is a fun
everyone
game.
very much for joining us. We love you very much. Hope you had a hoot, and we'll see you next Sunday. Bye for now.
The end may have closed for now. We hope you met a friend this go around. Tired and blurry you may be. We hope your minds are full from this revelry. Peace follow you out. May you return for more giggles